those the 80s down there. Yeah, right. And even Alabama, first night, gold.
The following is a special sports presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. UltimateSportsTalk.com now presents Mount St. Joseph College Athletics. This Lions broadcast is brought to you by Barbarian Apparel. Contact us at barbariancustomers@gmail.com. Official investigators and security services. Call now at 844-263-3424. The Roar Store on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University. LIT Wellness. Call us at 513-659-3017. Indeed and Indeed Flex coming to Cincinnati soon. Call 513-984-2274. Iron sharpens iron. Call today at 513-383-9773. The Wishbone Tavern. Call Nicole for your catering needs at 513-384-8607. And the Mount St. Joseph University. Mount St. Joseph University Sports is a presentation of UltimateSportsTalk.com. Now, let's go to the field for today's game.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Florence Freedom Stadium here in Florence, Kentucky. I'm Dave Mitchell. Good to have you along here this afternoon on UltimateSportsTalk.com as we have got college baseball action for you. It's the home opener for the Mount St. Joseph Lions, and they will be entertaining the Wilmington Quakers here this afternoon. Both teams heading in with records of 1-2 after trips down south over the previous weekend. We're going to get into that in just a little bit and talk with night-year head coach Jeff Newman about just how he felt about how the trip down into South went for them last week. Alongside, as always, Chuck Murray. Chuck, you went down and saw the team play last weekend, 1-2 record, and the team looked a little bit better.
Yeah, some mixed results. They looked really good the first couple games. Third game kind of got away from them a little bit. I think what Coach Newman and the staff's trying to figure out, they have a lot of new players this year, a lot of new freshmen, and trying to kind of give everybody, as many opportunities as they can to kind of figure out, so when they get into conference season, they kind of know who they're going to go with. But the first game against Huntington was very competitive, and they ended up going 3-0. They were the host school. Second game we won pretty good. And third game was it looks bad, but was very, very tight for about 4 or 5 innings. Then it kind of got away from us, a few errors, but our starting pitching was really good for the weekend, and so I think they got something to be optimistic and something to build on.
Chuck, one of the players that I saw last week when I was watching the games down south was the catcher Herbers, and I thought he was a pretty outstanding catcher.
Yeah, he did a nice job, blocked real well, got a couple hits in that game, and if you recall last year they had Matt Brandkamp who was catching almost every game, and then Matt got hurt. So it's nice to have that number 2 guy that you can rely on. I know they're really excited about him, and to go into I think the last half of the year they had like one catcher, and it was tough. It was tough.
Today's starting pitcher for the Lions is going to be Jake Hughes, the senior lefty out of LaSalle. What do you know about him?
Well, Jake and I go way back. He grew up with my boys that went to the same school, and so I coached him when he was younger, so I know a lot about Jake. Jake pounds the zone, throws a lot of strikes. He's got 3 pitches. Really a poised guy, a veteran. That's his 5th year, so I expect a really nice start out of him. He threw the ball pretty well the other day. The stats maybe don't show it. A couple windblown home runs against him, but I expect Jake to, and I think the coaching staff expects him to be their number 1 guy, their go-to guy to get it done for him.
Chuck, when you look at Hughes, how do you know if he's on or off that day?
Well, typically what Jake does is he tries to get ahead with the fastball and then work the count. So if he gets behind, that's when he gets in trouble. And that's the case for most pitchers. Most pitchers, you fall behind, that batting average for the opponent, it goes way up. But that's Jake's key. And then he can throw his off speed. He can throw his curveball, his changeup. Again, his changeup seems to be his out pitch. So, again, I expect Jake to throw a good game today.
When you look at this starting lineup, Chuck, for today's Lions lineup, 7 of the 9 players are underclassmen. You've got 6 freshmen, you've got 1 sophomore, and then 2 of the seniors, Ryan Murray and Terrell Anderson. So I'll tell you, Jeff Newman and Woodley have really gone out and hit the pavement in the recruiting trail.
They have. I think they realized that that they needed a lot of new bodies.
Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, whether it's spiritware, gifts, or snacks. But the Roar Store is more. They offer everything from notebooks to laundry detergent, even brake fluid and tire repair, plus a wide range of food and drink. And it's just a walk away. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University.
Dave Mitchell along with Chuck Murray right back here at Florence Y'all Stadium. I think I called it Freedom Stadium
I
earlier.
think you might. Old habits are hard. Old habits hard to break.
It is. And this is the home field for the Lions this year. They will be playing every home game here at Y'all Stadium. But today, due to a quirk in the schedule, the Lions are going to be the visiting team on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they originally had 2 games for today here and 2 at Wilmington tomorrow, but obviously with the cold weather and their field probably not being available, they've switched it around a little bit. So Wilmington will be home today. We'll be home both tomorrow. Then they're going to play a 4th game at Wilmington sometime in April. So they'll get the 4 games, just like, as you said, a little quirky.
Well, we told you both teams are coming in with records of 1-2 on the season. The Mount last weekend lost in the opener 7-4 to Huntington, and then they won on Saturday 10-1. They looked outstanding in that game, Chuck. And then they fell the following day, and Jeff Newman said they against Virginia Wesleyan, they just ran into a really good pitcher that day and lost 13-3.
Yeah, I've been around Division III college baseball a long, long time, and he was one of the best pitchers I've seen. He was probably 85 to 88 with a really tight, late-breaking curveball, and he was dominant. There's no question about it. He was dominant.
Well, the Lions and the Quakers, historically, the Lions have dominated this matchup. Thanks a lot to you, I guess we should say. They're only separated by about 60 miles, but over the last 14 meetings, the Lions hold a 10-4 advantage. And although the Quakers did take the last 2 ball games, the times that they've played back in 2017, but these are 2 totally different teams from 17.
Yeah, obviously the kids have all moved on since then, but I know they've had a new coach come in, and former Division I coach, and he's worked hard at recruiting and bringing in guys. So I expect this to be a competitive team. I know they had some down years there for a while, but yeah, they look like they've done some nice recruiting, so it should be a good game.
Matt Brankamp not in the lineup today.
Yeah, it's interesting. I know they got 2 tomorrow. Maybe it's because he caught 2. Maybe they're going every other game for now. That might be the philosophy going forward, and because when you get the conference, you play double headers, so they'll probably split there. So that's my thought, maybe, and maybe whoever hits a little better, but we'll play the majority of the games. We'll see how that works out.
The Mount St. Joseph women's softball team is playing also this afternoon, and they are leading so far right now 7-0 in the top of the 3rd inning. And when we come back, we'll talk with head coach Jeff Newman right after this timeout.
Teaching is my calling. So when I needed to renew my license, I chose Mount St. Joseph University. The Mount offers the only program in the state of Ohio that allows you to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree. In less than 2 years, I combined the reading and gifted intervention specialist endorsements. Classes were convenient, fully online, and I received personal attention from my professors. The Mount helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Dayton Children's cares about the health of your children. Hi, I'm Kirk Herbstreit. Growing up in Centerville, my parents taught me the importance of being healthy, and now I'm teaching my kids. Childhood obesity is on the rise, but there are small steps that we can take to fight it. Turn off video games and go outside, ride bikes, go to the park, or learn a new dance. Parents, once we get moving, our kids will follow. Get moving!
Dayton Children's, experts you trust, caring for the children you love.
prior to this morning's ball game, this afternoon's ball game against Wilmington, go back to last weekend. The 3 games came home with 1 victory. How did you feel the team really progressed over that weekend?
I thought last weekend was great for us with all the young guys we got. We had high energy, played well. The Sunday game, we ran into a really good left-handed pitcher, probably Virginia Wesleyan's number 1. He threw really well, but for the most part, the young guys performed, and it's exciting to see them get out on the field and see how they perform. So,
what have you seen out of the young guys so far that has pleased you?
I think the energy level, for one, they've kind of changed the culture a little bit. They work extremely hard, and they're just seem to be a great group of guys. They seem to get along really well, even with the upperclassmen.
Pitching, of course, is always the name of the game. So what did you think about the pitching last weekend for us?
Pitching was our bright spot. Husey threw a great game. He ran into one good player who happened to hit 2 home runs. But other than that, he threw well. Post threw well. McGee threw well. Those upperclassmen returning pitchers threw really well. They didn't give up many walks or free bases, and that kept us in games. Good pitching obviously keeps you in games, and so it was nice to see them come out strong the first weekend, ready to go.
I saw that first game, had a chance to watch the first ball game, and that was a slugfest the first couple innings, and then everything settled down.
Yes, I think both teams were excited just to kind of be out and playing, and when you have that nervous energy being the first time out on the field, you're amped up, and I think that showed. And then things kind of settled down a little bit, and we had a couple zeros for a few innings, and but that's going to happen your first time out.
When you look at this team this year, Jeff, and you try to portray or forecast what the success of this team is going to be, what do you think it's going to be pinned on?
Probably the returning leadership, making sure they can keep these young guys on the right path of what we're trying to do here, and keep them working hard. If the upperclassmen don't lead, then it could be an interesting season. If they lead correctly, it's going to be an exciting season.
What's it like to coach in weather like this? I know it's like to play in it, but what's it like to coach in it?
Personally, I'm miserable, but I know the guys want to play, so we'll do whatever we can to get on the field if the weather's decent. It's not going to be too bad, I don't think. And by just going 1 game today, tomorrow's supposed to be a little bit nicer, so we'll get some more innings in tomorrow.
Hughes is the starting pitcher today. What's his repertoire?
He's a fastball change curve guy. He very good pitcher. He knows how to pitch is the thing with him. He's not going to blow it by you at 90. He's just going to be 80 to 85, and he hits spots and changes speeds, and he was an all-conference player from last year, and good guy to come out first game of a weekend to kind of set the tone for the whole entire weekend.
Final question: when you're this early in the season, do you have any type of a pitch count or anything for your pitchers, or do you just let them go?
Oh no, we have pitch counts. It just depends on kind of where they're at in their how they worked in the off season. We don't have control over them, and then when they get there, we just kind of ramp them up. So, I'm not sure exactly what Hughes is at or the guys are this weekend, but yeah, they definitely have a pitch count. We're not trying to win any national championships the first 2 weekends, so we're just trying to get guys ready for the regular season.
Jeff, good luck today.
Thank you very much.
Chuck, what is it like to play in cold weather like this?
Well, obviously it's not ideal, but I think it's a mindset. If you're excited to play, and I think the big thing is the wind. As long as the wind's not too bad, I think you can play, and it's really not all that bad. But the wind ramps up, then it can get really, really bad. But I think we'll be fine today.
It's going to be an interesting ball game here this afternoon. Jacob Hughes going for the Lions, and Azron Boaster going today for the Wilmington Quakers. It is an overcast day, Chuck. And watching batting practice, the ball did not exactly explode off the bats.
And that goes back to the cold weather, too. You're not going to – I would expect we wouldn't see too many home runs today. But, yeah, and pitchers can pitch inside a little bit more confidently, knowing that it's just the ball's not going to fly all over the place here.
When we come back, we'll check out the starting lineups and have the opening pitch for this afternoon's ball game right after this timeout.
When I needed to renew my teaching license, Mount St. Joseph University offered the only program in Ohio that allowed me to combine 2 education endorsements to earn a graduate degree fully online. The Mount helped me climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/Ohio.
Are you ready to focus on your health and well-being? Are you ready to create a culture where the values of health and wholeness are promoted and practiced? I'm Tanya Fosnock-Jolliffe, a proud MSJ alum and the founder of LIT Wellness Solutions. My years of experience as a registered and licensed dietitian nutritionist have taught me that lasting health transformation requires focusing on all dimensions of well-being and not just physical health. Check us out at litwellnesssolutions.com to learn more about how you can begin creating a culture of wellness for yourself, your family, and your business.
Back here at Florence Y'all Stadium in Florence, Kentucky, the home field for the Mount St. Joseph Lions here as they get ready to take on the Wilmington Quakers. Let's pause now for our national anthem. Well, let's check out the starting lineups for the, I guess you could call it the home opener for the Lions, but actually they are the visiting team on the scoreboard. So let's check out their starting lineup here this afternoon. The visiting team on the scoreboard, the Mount St. Joseph Lions under head coach Jeff Newman in his 9th season, and the Lions come in with a record of 1-2 on the year. They will lead off playing second, Jake Lawson, batting .300, the sophomore, number 27. Batting second, Ryan Murray, the center fielder, hitting .250. And batting third will be Terrell Anderson, the DH today, batting .364, the senior, wearing number 32. Batting cleanup is freshman, number 24, Max Klein. He's the first baseman, hitting .273. Matter of fact, it's all freshmen from here on out at the bottom of the lineup for the Lions. Andrew Harrison, number 25, is playing third. He's batting .444. Then comes Tyler Herbers. Herbers, the catcher. He's hitting .667, number 40. Batting seventh will be Jake Brackney. Brackney just 0 for 1. He's got no batting average, playing left field today, number 17. Caleb Parton will be at shortstop, batting .333, number 19, also a freshman. And Anton Meir will be in right field. He is hitting .143, and he is number 1 for the Lions here this afternoon. They will be up against the starting pitcher today for the Wilmington Quakers, and that is Aaron Boster. Boster is a sophomore. He has just got one appearance this year. He is 1-0, or 0-1, in that one appearance. He pitched 2 2/3 innings, 9 hits, gave up 8 runs, 4 of them earned, walked 1, struck out 2. He's got an ERA of .675. We're about ready to go as Lawson, left-handed hitter, is going to step into the batter's box as we are set to go. Overcast skies here this afternoon in Florence for this one here today. And the first pitch lined into left field. Coming in, the left fielder, Brackney, grabs it on the run, and we are underway, out number 1 here in the first game of the season in Florence Stadium. 30 degrees, the temperature here this afternoon for this one.
A little nippy, but like we said before, we're playing ball.
That's right. Lawson flies to left. The next man up is Ryan Murray, and he squares the bunt and missed it. And the count is 0-1. One away here in the first. Jacob Hughes will pitch for the Lions. Got a chance to walk the field here earlier today. I'll tell you about that coming up here in a second. And that pitch by Boaster is fouled straight back by Ryan up against the screen. 0-2 the count. Into the windup Boaster, and the pitch called strike 3 over the inside corner. First strikeout of the afternoon for Boaster. And there are 2 away quickly, and up now Terrell Anderson. Anderson hit .364 in that trip down south last weekend. He is the DH today. Tall right-handed hitter, 6'3". And that pitch over the outside corner.
Well, he looks sharp so far.
Yeah. Moving the ball inside and out, Chuck.
Yep.
Boaster looking in, getting ahead of the hitters, 0-1, 2 down, and that pitch is a breaking pitch that breaks over at the knees, 0-2.
Yeah, he's pounding the zone right now. We need to step out, try to break some momentum here. Boy, this is going to be about a 2-minute inning.
And the 0-2 pitch to Anderson, swung on and missed. High fastball, struck him out. 1-2-3, the Lions go down. We head to the bottom of the first inning, and we've got no score.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. Whether entering the nursing field, changing careers, or expanding your professional skills, innovative simulation labs and a variety of clinical sites prepare you to deliver exceptional patient care. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs taught by highly credentialed faculty, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Well, the Lions go down 1-2-3. Let's check the batting order for Wilmington in the bottom of the first. They will lead off Jared Lammert. Lammert, the right fielder, hitting .333. Evan Kelsey will be at second base, batting second. He's also batting .333. Jesse Relaford will bat third, the shortstop, hitting .400. Hitting .250 and batting fourth is Caleb Scott, the first baseman. He's also got a home run. Aaron Burns has got a home run this year, hitting .364. The catcher bats fifth. Joel O'Brien, the DH, will be batting sixth. Then comes Jacob Kalt, the left fielder, batting .182, batting seventh. Dominic Deppa will be at third base today. He's hitting .333 and batting eighth. And batting ninth is Owen Bauman, the center fielder, hitting .077 for their head coach, Tony Vittorio, who is in his fourth year as the manager of the Wilmington Quakers. Defensively for the Lions as Hughes warms up on the mound, the lefty for the Lions, and Hughes has got an ERA of 11.25, but really, Chuck, that doesn't tell the story of how he pitched down there.
No, early in the year, that's, you're reading off averages and ERAs and different things. We're so young, one appearance or 10 at-bats, it's, a couple of hits or a couple of runs really can change the dynamics of an ERA or a batting average. But as Jeff said in the pregame, he gave up a couple home runs to a really good player. So totally misleading, I'm sure. As the year goes on, that ERA will go down, and he'll get some big wins for us.
He only pitched in 4 innings. This will be his second start of the season. He gave up 8 hits in those 4 innings, 5 runs, all of them earned. He walked 1, struck out 4, though, gave up a double, and as you said, the 2 home runs in that game. So he comes in on the mound, gets done with his warm-up pitches. For the Lions here defensively, Brackney will be in left, Murray in center, Mirror in right, Harrison at third, Parton at short, Lawson at second, Klein at first. Herber's behind the plate, and Hughes getting set to deliver to the right-handed leadoff hitter, Jared Lammert, the right fielder. Lammert, number 7, holds the bat up high around his ear flap. Lions playing straight away defensively, and Hughes' first pitch swung on and missed. Nice fastball, 0-1 the count. Boy, popped that one in there.
Yeah, I think it looks like early on, both teams are trying not to get behind the count. It's tough to hit in these kind of conditions. You don't want to get 2 strikes on you.
0-1. That pitch is a little up high, took something off of it. And the count 1-1. Behind the plate here this afternoon, your umpire, Lyle Travis. And on the base paths, Tom Van Wert. 1-1 the count. And the pitch to Lammert is a strike right down Broadway. Fastball, 1-2.
Yeah, I've known Lyle for a long time. He umpired a lot of my games. We go back probably 25, 30 years. Good umpire.
Never had a dust up with him, right?
Maybe once in a while.
1-2 pitch to Lambert. That's down low. Nice stop by Herbers. And the count evens up 2-2.
I think that one game he missed one call and I had to get on him.
Of course. You ever yearn for the day when an umpire gets on a manager for making a stupid move?
I've heard of that before.
2-2 the count, and there's called strike 3. Breaking pitch had Lambert frozen at the plate, and there's one away.
Yeah, Jake can get the 2 strikes on you. He's got all kind of, pitches he can throw, and then it becomes a guessing game. It's tough to hit when you're guessing up there.
Yeah, as Newman said before the game, he's got a nice repertoire of pitches that he can go to. Up now, Evan Kelsey. Kelsey, the second baseman, up to the plate. And the pitch is up high for a ball. 1-0 the count. On deck is Relaford. Hughes rocks into the motion, and the pitch is upstairs again for a ball. 2-0 now.
Jake looked like he's throwing a little harder than last weekend, so you get more starts, mornings under your belt.
Outfield playing straight away, so's the infield. The 2-0 pitch to Kelsey takes that one over the inside corner at the knees. 1-2. Check that 2-1, excuse me. It is the first game.
First game for all of us.
Seems like just last Sunday I was doing basketball. Wait, I was.
Well, you were.
And the 2-1 swung on, and a little tapper to first base coming in and grabbing it is Klein. He'll step on the bag for the second out of the inning. So Klein gets his first grounder here at Y'all Stadium. Makes the put out.
Max swung the bat real well down in Huntington last weekend. He's got a nice, bright future for us, I believe.
Brings up Jesse Relaford, the shortstop. Relaford hitting .400 on the season. Right-handed batter, deep in the batter's box, and the 2-out pitch, low and inside.
Good thing is Jake's around the plate. He's barely missing, so that's a good sign.
Weather like this, you want to stay ahead of the hitters, I would think, Chuck, and you want to keep the pace going.
Absolutely. Just actually like their guy did in the first.
Yep, 1-0 pitch is swung on and missed by Relaford, evens up the count at 1-1. I'll give you a half an inning to think about this, but I want to talk to you about the Heartland Conference and some of the teams you think are going to be the teams to beat. We'll do that in the next inning. 1-1 pitch is tap foul behind home plate, and the count moves to 1-2. Right now, from what I can tell, Chuck, Hughes is really doing a good job not only of changing the eye level, moving the ball all over the plate, but changing speeds.
Yeah, again, that's Jake's strength. He's got 3 pitches. He can throw them at any time, and you don't know what's coming.
1-2 pitch swung on. Pop foul over to the right field side. Not a play. Yeah, you were smart. You brought gloves.
Well, I don't have to do as much work as you.
Yeah, all the writing. What was interesting, Chuck, is when I was out on the field walking around, hopefully we can get this into this inning, but the 1-2 pitch to Relaford down low. Nice stop by Herbers. But the mound here at Florence Stadium has got a lip on it, probably about an inch, that is above the actual field of play around the edge of the mound. Mm-hmm. And that's a real interesting facet. If something goes out there, boy, it could really take a wicked hit, wicked bounce.
Yeah, this is kind of one of them. They play different.
Swung on, fly ball out to left field, going back. Brackney, he can't get it. Brackney fell down. It'll bounce up against the fence. Relaford is going to run into second base with a stand-up double. I don't know if he'd have had that anyway, Chuck, because the way he went back, he stumbled, fell down, and it went over his head.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think it's over his head no matter what. Obviously, as you said, when he stumbled, that it became then a non-issue. He wasn't going to get it. But we got it back in and 2 outs, so let's get the next guy and get out of here.
Brings up Caleb Scott here in the bottom of the first inning. Scott, the first baseman. He's got a home run this year. Hitting .250, another right-handed hitter. On deck will be Burns if Hughes can't get the final out of the inning. 2 down, runner at second base in Relaford. Outfield still playing straight away. Probably going to see the outfield playing straight away, at least throughout the first inning for both teams, the first go-through. And the pitch is a check swing upstairs. Hughes started him off with a fastball, 1-0.
They're checking, but I don't think the base umpire is
Acknowledging
he's saying
it.
no now after a few seconds. It's tough for the base umpire on the third base side to make that call. I'm not sure about the mechanics. I'm surprised he's way over there.
Yeah, that's interesting. He's clear over in the
I don't
almost in
think
the
I've
short.
ever seen an umpire like, in a two-man crew like that. I've never seen that.
And that pitch is inside for a ball, 2-0.
Just missed.
Yeah, Van Wert, the base umpire, is almost playing in between home plate and the shortstop.
It almost be like if the infield was in where the shortstop would be. I've never seen that. Maybe it's a new mechanic.
Relaford at second, leading off after the double with 2 down. And the pitch to Scott, 2-0. Hughes, there goes the runner. Pitches down low. Herbert's throw to third in time. And he
Keep the tag down on turf.
He is safe as the runner, Relaford, slid into third base. Boy, the ball was there in time, it looked like, Chuck, but he just didn't keep the tag down.
Yeah, that's just not probably ever playing on turf or very rare. And, yeah, you keep that tag down, he slides off, he's out. It's just, he's going to have to learn from that because he's going to be playing all his home games here.
So 2-1 as that pitch was a strike.
And having said that, even on a grass infield or in a dirt, you want to keep that tag down. There's no reason to come up early.
Hughes comes set, and that pitch is a strike.
Yeah,
Went
nice,
off speed at him.
Nice changeup. Again, it goes back to what I said earlier, 2-1, fastball count, throws off speed, and now he's got him 2-2.
2-2 the count. 2 down here in the top of the first. Hughes not getting the right sign from the catcher Herbert, so he backs off the mound.
By the way, that was a risky play by Wilmington. You never want to make the third out at third and bang, bang play with your 4-hole hitter up there. It worked, but.
And the 2-2 pitch from Hughes swung on, popped up on the infield, lost in the second baseman, back on the outfield grass a couple of steps, has it, and that'll do it here in the first inning of play. So for Wilmington, no runs, 1 hit, no Lion errors. We head to the second, no score. If you're looking for a pediatrician that will take time to listen with genuine concern and compassion, make an appointment with Mount St. Joseph alum Dr. Libby Spees. Call 513-246-8900. Dr. Spees has been a part of the Cincinnati area all of her life and has experienced a lifelong affinity for working with children and helps them feel comfortable. She gets to know the patient, not just their medical charts, but their interests, hobbies, likes, and dislikes. So become a part of the Spees medical family. Call today for an appointment. Dr. Libby Spees, 513-246-8900. As we head to the top of the second inning, we've got no score here at Y'all Stadium. It's going to take me probably about 5 innings to get used to Y'all Stadium here this afternoon. Max Klein, Harrison, and Herbers. The middle part of the batting order for Jeff Newman and the Lions coming up to face off against the pitcher, Boaster. Boaster really mowed the Lions down in that first inning, Chuck.
Yeah, he threw a lot of strikes. He's working fast. As I said, I think we need to step out on him and hopefully get a base runner on, get him out of the stretch, and get him out of his comfort zone.
By the way, defensively for Wilmington here this afternoon, Colt is in left, Bauman in center, Lambert in right. Deppa is the third baseman, Relaford at short, Kelsey at second, Scott at first. Burns is behind the plate, and Boaster, the left-hander, is on the mound. Boaster, sophomore from Kings High School in Mason, Ohio, just up the road. Winds into the motion, and the pitch swung on and fouled deep and out of play up the right field side.
Yeah, Max is a very aggressive hitter. He's up there swinging.
Good crowd here this afternoon for this ball game.
Yeah, people braving the weather, but like you say, the quote-unquote home opener, but both teams are playing, in town for the first time.
That pitch down, but at the knees for a strike. And the count now 0-2 to Max Klein, hitting .273, and that pitch high and outside. Tried to get him to go fishing, but Max stayed off of it, 1-2. Harrison is on deck for the Lions. Moving in motion. Boaster, and the pitch swung on, lined into center field for the first base hit of the ball game for the Lions. Getting it back in Bauman, but a nice hit straight up the middle by Max Klein.
As I said, he swung the bat. I think you said his average was 273, so he's probably 3 for 11, but a lot of his balls were hit hard. He's going to be just fine for us.
And it brings up to the plate Andrew Harrison.
Andrew had some, I'm sorry, he had some really good at-bats down in
You
Alabama.
are a genius. He was exactly 3 for 11 down there over the weekend. That pitch to Harrison is taken at the knees for a strike.
He just keeps pounding the zone.
I had to look that up just to see how right you were. He was absolutely correct. 3 for 11. 0-1 the count to Harrison. And that pitch.
For my days as a kid playing, keeping batting average and different things of players. So it's almost like, 2 + 2 is 4. I know 3 for 11 is 273. So
I'm going to start throwing numbers out at you. What's 6 of 12? They're swung and a miss.
I think I could get that.
Harrison missed that one on a high heater, 1-2 the count. Speaking of which, Chuck, I mean, in your opinion, some of the teams to beat in the Heartland Conference this year.
Well, I know Anderson was picked first, and I think rightfully so. They had a young team last year, and they were really good.
High and outside to Harrison. County was 2-2.
Yeah, so they rightfully deserve that. Of course, you don't win games on paper, but they were very young, so I think they're going to be really good. And then after that, it's Rose Hall. A lot of teams are always really good, and Transylvania lost a lot of seniors.
That pitch high.
So, but, again, these teams always have young freshmen and guys ready to step up. So it'll be interesting league season, And this year, as you know, we're back out of just playing everybody twice instead of 4 or 5 times. So that makes every game even more critical.
Klein at first base. They got him picked off, and it goes right by down the first baseman and down the right field line. Klein slid into second, but picks himself up, and he's going to go into third on the 2-base error on the throw over by Boaster. And the Lions have a runner at third base and nobody out with a full count now on Harrison.
Pretty good move, and to be honest, he's dead out with a good throw, but he threw it high and wide, and we caught a break.
So the error on the pitcher, first one of the ball game, first error of the game, committed by Wilmington. And Klein is at third base, 3-2 pitch to the plate, swung on and hit foul up the right field side, not a play.
Interesting strategy. Second inning, nobody out, man on third, and the infield is third and first it's kind of halfway, which is a little surprising. Usually you concede the run early in the game to stop the big inning.
And that pitch is high, ball 4.
We got something cooking now.
Harrison walks, first walk given up. So after going 1-2-3 in the first inning, now Boaster is running into a little problem here as he's got the first 2 men on.
Yeah, as I mentioned, we get him out of the stretch, maybe good things happen for us.
Some activity down in the bullpen also for Wilmington. And stepping into the batter's box, Tyler Herbert. Herbert's the catcher, right-handed batter.
He swung the bat well, too. I'm sorry,
667, and that pitch is upstairs to Herbert.
Probably 2 for 3.
Let's take a look. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, gosh.
You got to, never mind. Herbert's 1-0 the count. And the pitch to the Lions backstop is upstairs 2-0. Herbert's out of Oak Hills High School, 6-foot freshman. As I said, I was impressed with the game that he caught last weekend.
Yeah, he did I know they're very happy to have him to be able to, as I say, take pressure off Matt.
Swung on and fouled straight back.
Potentially catch every guy, or, who knows? He could end up being the #1 guy, but, they're really happy to have him.
Herbert's ahead in the count, 2-1, nobody down. Klein is at third. Harrison is at first for the Lions. Harrison getting a short lead, and he is being held there by Scott.
Yeah, they're back at double play depth now.
Boaster swung on, pops it straight back, and not a play again. And the count evens up now at 2-2. Brackney, the left fielder, is on deck. Coming set, Boaster. And the 2-2 pitch, high and outside.
Be interesting to see if they get the runner an early start to try to stay out of the double play.
3-2.
He doesn't run well, but obviously you would hope that it would either be ball 4 or he would make some type of contact. Let's see what happens.
Boster peering in to Burns for the sign, and the payoff pitch swung on. Pop foul straight back near us. And
he was off and running, and I like that. I like the aggressiveness. The second baseman was breaking, so the shortstop's staying at home, so they're not doing a double cut, at least on that play, so I like it.
Count stays full at 3-2.
The thing he's got to make sure is that he has to go home. Can't get picked here.
And the throw to first base. Harrison gets back in time.
When you're leaving first in this situation, you're making sure he goes home. Your job is not to steal the base.
3-2. There he goes.
He kind of
bluffed.
Yeah.
Went back, but the pitch is up high. Ball 4. And the Lions have the bases loaded. Nobody out.
It's like the pitching coach is going to go to the mound.
We talked about the manager of Wilmington, Tony Vittorio, in his 4th season as head coach of Wilmington, but as you said, and I looked up, he used to be the head coach at the University of Dayton for 18 years.
Yeah, he was there a very long time, and he did a really nice job, and I believe he's a graduate of Hanover, if I'm not mistaken, so got a little HCAC connection there, but yeah, 18 years in one spot's a long time. So
he's got 7 former players that were drafted in Major League Baseball, and 2 of them that are in the game right now. Well, not right now because they're on strike. Right. Jerry Blevins and Craig Stammen.
Wow, yeah, that's a heck of an accomplishment. He should be proud of that. And you know, as I said, 18 years in one spot, that doesn't happen too often.
And when they come to Cincinnati, those 2 players, there are tickets waiting for him at will call.
And as they should.
Bases loaded. Brackney to the plate, swung on and missed. 0-1 the count. Brackney just missed that one, 0-1.
We need some contact here.
Klein is at third. Harrison at second. Herbers at short. Infield at double play depth. The 0-1 swung on and missed again. 0-2. He went fishing for an outside fastball that time.
Yeah, now he needs to change his approach here. Now he just needs to move the baseball somewhere. They're back. Any kind of ground ball.
Relaford is really deep and short,
Yep.
out on the outfield grass. The 0-2 pitch to Brackney, that's upstairs. 1-2 the count now. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Nobody down here in the inning. Now dropping back into the outfield grass also is Kelsey, the second baseman. Now he comes in, and that pitch is a changeup outside, and the count evens up at 2-2. To Brackney. Parton is on deck, the shortstop for the Lions. Told you this bottom half of the batting order for the Lions is all freshmen. 2-2 the count. Pitch swung on and missed. Strike 3.
Yeah, tough to let swung at a bad ball, but yeah, 2 strikes. Tough, wants to protect. So now Parton becomes really important. We need to move the ball here and get something out of this.
That is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game by Boster. So 1 away, base is still loaded, and it brings up Parton, who's hitting .333. And the pitch was made, but the umpire had called time before it was ever made, so no pitch. 1 away, Klein is at third, Harrison at second, Herbers is at first. And the pitch to the plate, swung on a grounder into right field for a base hit underneath the glove of Scott. Coming home is Klein. Harrison rounds third. Here's the throw to the plate, cut off, and it's 2-0 Lions on top of it. And taking third on the play is Herbers.
Big hit there. It was a nice hole between first and second, and just went right with the pitch. Very nice piece of hitting. Get us on the board, 2-0.
Parton with the base hit. 2-0 Lions on top of it as Herbers takes third on the play. Parton got his first 2 RBIs as a collegiate on that base hit to right field. And it brings up Anton Murr.
I'll probably always remember that, sorry.
Absolutely. Murr, the right fielder, hitting .143 with runners at first and third. Lions lead 2-0. Grounder to short. Grabbing it as well. To second for 1. The relay to first base is in time, and that'll do it here in the inning. But in the inning for the Lions, they pick up 2 runs in the inning on 2 base hits, and they leave nobody on base. As we head to the bottom of the second, it's the Mount 2 and the Quakers nothing.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students. Like when you need a textbook, students can order books exclusively online that they can pick up at the Roar Store through our new eCampus site. eCampus includes 2 different shipping options. Free online shipping to Textbook Delivery Hub located in the Roar Store or delivered to your off-campus residence. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10. Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray back here at Florence Stadium. It is 2-0. Lions on top of it, and tell you what, Boster looked good in the first inning, but kind of fell apart in that second inning, Chuck.
Yeah, you know, as I said, we got him out of the stretch a little bit, a couple walks, and you know, I liked the shortstop.
Relaford?
No, our shortstop, Parton. His approach. He just went right after the first pitch, didn't want to get behind in the count. And a big base hit to get in 2 runs and get us on the board.
Hughes threw 20 pitches in that first inning, and he'll go out leading it 2-0. And he will be facing off the 5, 6, and 7 hitters, Burns, Joel O'Brien, and Jacob Kalt. Burns, the catcher, number 25, a homer, hitting .364 on the season.
Probably 4 for 11.
Yep.
Now, don't ask me if he's 13 for 53.
And the first pitch of the inning is upstairs to Burns. 1-0 the count. Everybody has a hidden talent. Chuck's is single-digit mathematics.
Not a whole lot to brag about.
Right-handed hitter. And the pitch swung on, fly ball, left field over Bracky's head. It is deep, and it is gone. Boy, he got a hold of that one and delivered it over the left field fence for a home run, and it's 2-1.
Yeah, that was a no-doubter.
Burns with his second home run of the season. You know, and I had said earlier, Chuck, that the ball was not exactly jumping off of the bats during batting practice, but that one exploded off that bat.
Yeah, he got all that, and yeah, it was a no-doubter. But, you know, hey, solo home runs aren't going to kill you, so just go to work on this guy. It's when it's a walk and an error, and a 3-run home run, and then you're hurting. But, you know, solo home runs, it's okay.
So coming up to the plate now is Joel O'Brien with nobody down, the designated hitter. This one will be easy for Chuck to figure out. He doesn't have a batting average this year. 2-1 the score now, and the pitch is upstairs to O'Brien. 1-0 the count. I was just looking down the lines, 325 down the left field and right field lines, but I cannot find what it is out to center field. And that pitch, curveball, nice pitch, broke over the heart.
Some parts of the year this park plays really big, and then other parts of the year it plays small. Typically early in the year it plays big, but that got out of here pretty good.
Hughes on his 21st pitch gives up the home run, and that pitch is outside. Herbers tried to frame it, but the home plate umpire, Lyle Travis, would have none of that. 2-1. 7-3, the women's softball team winning their game, bottom of the 4th inning. 2-1 pitch with nobody down here in the inning is a check swing down just low.
Just missed. Boy, that looked pretty good. Jake wanted that one.
So did Herbers.
Yeah, it's...
Count 3-1 now. Kalt is on deck. Into the wind. And the 3-1 pitch to the plate. Fastball is swung on. Pounced right out of the mid of Herbers, but its count moves to 3-2. Chuck, when you get a game that's played in this weather, and I hate to keep continuing to bring up the weather, but it is it is chilly and hard to play in this. Do you tell your pitcher to, pick up the pace a little bit, or do you just let him go at his own speed?
You kind of
swung on and missed. Strike 3, first out of the inning.
That's a big out. You kind of let him go at his own pace, because if they feel, they have to rush, or they feel a little bit more uncomfortable. So, you always want your pitchers to pitch at a fast pace if they can. Some of it, sometimes it's just not in their DNA, but clearly as a fielders, you want your guy to work fast.
Base is empty, called up with 1 out, swung on, fly ball at shortstop. And parking underneath it is Parton, and he'll grab it for the second out of the inning. Boy, that was a high infield fly, 2 away.
And kind of got it off the end of the bat.
And it brings up Dominic Deppa. Deppa, the left-handed hitting third baseman, batting .333 on the year, number 8 hitter in the lineup. And the pitch to the plate is in tight for a ball. Both pitchers were getting ahead early in the game, Chuck, and now here in this second inning, both pitchers are pitching from behind.
Yeah, that's certainly not a recipe for success. First left-handed hitter he gets to face.
1-0 patch, grounded to short, coming over to his right is Parton, and he can't get a handle on the baseball, so it'll be an infield single for Deppa.
Yeah, it would have been a tough play, kind of off the end of the bat, a little nubber, and Parton, he did his best, but he couldn't come up clean, but he wasn't going to get him anyway.
2 away.
Another left-handed hitter. So.
And it brings up the number 9 hitter in the order. That's Owen Bauman. Bauman, the center fielder, hitting .077. Can you guess what that one is?
Boy, that could be 1 for 13.
You got the sheet over there or what? Swung on and missed by Bauman. Owen won the count. You got it written in your hand. That's how you passed high school, right? You got the answers.
Don't tell all my secrets. I'm like a magician. I don't want people to know my secrets.
2-1. Deppa is at first base. 2 down in the inning. And Bauman down in the count 0-1. Coming set. Hughes. Long set. Now the pitch to the plate. Curveball broke over the heart of the plate.
What that infield hit did for them, though, even if we get him out, it turns the lineup, and they'll have their leadoff next inning. So that's always important if you can turn your lineup.
Bottom of the second, 2-1 Mount. 2 away here in the inning. As Hughes comes set, and Jake's pitch to the plate, swung on, popped up on the infield in foul territory. Klein comes over, Herbers comes over, and Klein in front of the Wilmington bench grabs it for the final out of the inning. So after giving up the home run to Burns to lead off the inning, Hughes comes back and retires the side. As we head to the third, it's the Mount 2 and the Quakers 1. Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538. Well, Boaster, the left-hander, back out on the mound, leading at 2-1. The mound is leading at 2-1. But after that home run by Burns, boy, he crushed that thing out to left field. And Boaster getting in his warm-up pitches. He will be facing for the Lions here in the order, the top of the order, Lawson, Murray, and Anderson. And you heard Chuck say in the bottom of the inning, the last inning, that it's important to turn the order over, and the Lions were able to do that with Murr hitting into that double play, but it still rolled the inning over for the Lions. So Boaster will be facing the top of the order, Lawson, Murray, and Anderson. Joining us now, Blake Watson. Blake, your opinion of the first 2 innings?
Yeah, I thought, you go to the top of the first. I was actually down on the field taking pictures, and this big lefty from Wilmington, real tough, man. When he's in the zone, he's going to be tough to put on barrel on bats today.
Lawson flied to left his first time up, takes that pitch down low for a ball.
He was super pitch efficient in the first, and we helped him out a little bit. But
And the 1-0, he works quickly, and that pitch is down low. 2-0.
It's always nice when it's early when you work quickly, work real fast, man.
Absolutely. 2-1, the Lions lead it here in the top of the third. And that pitch, check swing by Lawson, but he took it at the belt, 2-1.
Seems like, the switch kind of flipped a little bit in the top of that second inning where the Lions are being a little bit more patient in the box.
Playing even with the bag at third is Deppa. And that pitch, curveball, broke late but up high, and the count now moves to 3-1.
With the control problems you saw out of him in the second inning, this is definitely a red light here.
And that pitch down low, Lawson works Broster for a walk. And the Lions have the leadoff man on board in Lawson at first base. Lawson, last weekend, did not have a stolen base. Matter of fact, the only person that stole the base for the Lions, there were two of them, Higgins and Joshua Higgins and Anton Murr, the right fielder. He was 2 for 2. That pitch is upstairs to the number 2 hitter now, Ryan Murray.
Yeah, Lawson, he can steal bags. He's not a super big speed threat over there at first base, especially with a lefty on the mound, a little shorter lead.
Murray 0 for 1, and he takes that pitch upstairs above the belt, and the count now is 2-0. Lawson, not much of a lead at first base. Boaster might be a little gun-shy to throw over to first base after that error in the second inning. Looks over, now the pitch to the plate, strike at the knees.
Yeah, I was surprised to see him actually go over again a little later in the inning, an inning ago after he threw the one away.
2-1 the count. Boaster comes set, infield straight away, throw over to first base, but back in time is Lawson.
I didn't watch too closely at the first 2 times he went to first base in the last inning, but that definitely was not his best move to first. He was not trying to pick Jake off there.
Throw over there and back with a slide is Lawson, but he was in easily. 2 balls, 1 strike. Coming set, Boaster looking over to Lawson, and now the pitch is upstairs, and the count now 3-1. Talked to Chuck a little bit about it, though, but in the first inning, both pitchers were ahead in the count, and now both pitchers are pitching from behind.
Yeah, most important pitch in baseball is strike 1.
Yep,
so
that's a strike.
It's a little generous back there by Lyle.
That was the word I was looking for. Generous, and the count goes 3-2 to Ryan. On deck is Anderson. Lawson at first, throw over, just a lob over, and he's back easily.
I'd say that pitch that we just called generous is probably one of those pitches where if the umpire calls it pretty consistent there, you're not super upset. It's close.
There goes the runner. Pitch swung on a miss by Ryan. Throw to second base high, and in with a head-first slide safely is Lawson with his first stolen base of the year.
Yeah, catcher looked like he had a little bit of trouble getting out of his glove there. Jake got a great jump, though. Been nice if Ryan could have found a way to find a hole. Jake could have probably scored from first on that.
4th strikeout of the ball game. Murray goes down. He's 0 for 2 now, and it brings up Terrell Anderson, who struck out his last time also. So Anderson, right-handed batter, up close to the plate, close stance. Lawson at second, and the curveball is over at the knees on the inside part, 0-1.
It's nice when you can start off a batter with a breaking ball for a strike. It completely changes into bat.
His breaking pitch moves, too. It's a sweeping curveball. And that pitch is upstairs, 1-1 the count. You glad baseball's back?
Oh, I love baseball. As you know, it's my favorite sport, and I love the fact that this Lions team has got a real good influx of new talent looking to be competitive this year.
1-1, check swing to Anderson upstairs, 2-1 the count. Yeah, it should be, we brought it up that the last 5 hitters, actually the last 6 hitters in the lineup for the Lions today are all freshmen. Swung on and fouled straight back. Anderson was on that, but just got underneath it. Yeah, and the count 2-2.
Just missed that one, hit it straight back. Tyrell has been one of the Lions, most steady offensive players over the past 3 years, his entire career at the mound.
Klein is on deck for the Lions. Lawson at second, 1 down. Pitch inside, hit him. Anderson gets hit with the curveball, and now there are runners at first and second. Still 1 away, and it brings up the cleanup man, Max Klein.
Yeah, Klein, who is 1 for 1 on the day, got a big base hit to start that top of the second. Hammered the ball to straightaway center field. Really hit well.
Klein is one of those guys that I think the upside is way up there.
Well, I think that's the way with a lot of this freshman class.
Swung on and grounded to third. Coming over is the third baseman, Deppa. Throw to second for one. Back to first base is not in time. And holding at third will be Lawson, but they're now 2 down as Anderson is erased at second. But safe at first is Klein.
And I know it's a little difficult to see on the live stream there, but they were all safe. The second baseman, as he came across the bag, was way off before he caught the ball. And now, as Wilmington's coach heads out to have a discussion with our bases umpire here.
And I'll tell you what, he is taking his time also going out to talk to the base umpire. This is one of those arguments, Blake, that it may have taken longer for the manager to get out to the umpire than the entire argument.
And I think he's just asking for him to go ask for help. I know I heard you and Chuck talking early about the mechanics of our base umpire today. He's seemed to be in some awkward positions. I know he was in the right spot there, but he was a little slow getting his head around to see that play at first base because he started, it looked like, to say out. And waved it off for a safe. So he's not that he was definitely safe at first. He got the call right, but
so that's going to bring up Harrison. Harrison, the third baseman, hitting .444, walked and scored one of the 2 runs in the second inning, and he comes up with 2 down, runners at first and third, Lawson at third, Klein at first, and that pitch to Harrison is upstairs for a ball.
Harrison's another one of those kids like Klein you just talked about, a lot of upside. Strong, well-built kid. Love guys built like him to play third base.
1-0 the count, 2 down, and that pitch, Harrison watching it go over the heart of the plate, and the count evens up at 1-1. Herbers is on deck. Well, you look at this lineup for the Lions today with all the freshmen and the way that they've responded here today, and you got to get excited about this team. 1-1 pitch down low. Burns collecting it in, 2-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's impossible not to get excited about the future of this team. And then they've got some similarities in the pitching staff, too. Obviously, we have the senior on the mound, Hughes, today. But there's some young guys down there with really plus arms.
And we said, and the pitch to the plate, in tight, called strike. Boy, turning out of the way of it was Harrison, but the count evens up at 2-2. And we talked about it earlier, too, Blake, is that Brandcamp's not even in the lineup today.
Yeah, I think that speaks more to Herbers than Brandcamp. I think they think that Herbers could be pretty good offensively.
Swung on, and Harrison fouls it straight back up against the backstop, and the count now stays at 2-2.
I think Herbers is a little better than they thought he would be at this point. I think you're going to see some spots where Herbers is behind the plate and Brandcamp's getting some run at a corner outfield spot.
Coming set, Boaster. Pitch is in tight. Nice stop by Burns behind the plate. And the count now goes to 3-2. Final in the women's softball game, they won in 5 innings, 11-3. 3-2, 2-1, Lions lead it. And the pitch swung on and fouled over fly ball, right field. It's going to stay in play. And moving over is Lammert near the line, and he'll grab it for the third out of the inning. So that'll do it for the Lions here in the third. We head to the bottom of the third, and it's still 2-1 Mount. Sometimes circumstances require the services of a private investigator. And when that happens, contact Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati. They specialize in surveillance, insurance fraud investigations, workers' comp, witness location and protection, accident reconstruction, and stolen auto and construction equipment. Official Investigations and Security Services also provides mobile notary services throughout the tri-state area. So for your needs, call the best. Courtesy, professionalism, experience, and results. Official Investigations and Security Services at 844-263-3424.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to go? New heights, right? That's why you're going to college in the first place. At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can go further than you ever thought possible. In fact, over 96% of our graduates over the past 3 years were employed or pursuing graduate studies within 6 months of graduation. Are you ready to climb higher? Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
Well, for Wilmington here in the bottom of the third inning, they will come up with Lambert, Kelsey, and Relaford. This is a away game for the Lions, even though the stadium here in Florence will be their home field for the entire season this year. That'll be nice.
Yeah, it's really nice to work here. We've had, a good partnership with the Alls over the last couple of years, and this year it's been even better. We found a way to get all of our games here. Typically, we have to move around a little bit, but this is the best we could possibly ask for in the Cincinnati area for our baseball team, short of a field ourselves.
So Lambert will lead it off. He is 0 for 1, struck out looking his first time up to lead off the ball game for Wilmington. Here in the bottom of the third, Lions lead it 2-1. Hughes done a good job so far, except for one pitch. Squaring to bunt is the right-handed hitting Lambert, and he popped it foul. Boy, Herbers got out of there quickly and almost grabbed that thing in fair territory.
Yeah, Herbers a big kid. Seeing him move like that's a pretty good sign.
Herbers is a 6-footer. He's got to be about 250, I would think, from Oak Hills High School.
I think they list him about 220, but
that's taken over the outside part of the plate.
There's a nice little two-seam fastball there on the outside corner by Jake. You can definitely see the run away from the right-handed batter.
0-2 the count to the leadoff man here in the third. And the pitch is down low. County is now 1-2. They'll play a doubleheader tomorrow. Aiden Post and Derek Richter will be going for the Lions in those two games here. Noon and 3 o'clock starts. 1-2, and the pitch to the plate, down low again. Herbert's a couple nice stops behind the plate, and the count is now 2-2.
Yeah, Jake's trying to bury one here and get this young man to chase and get himself out. But this early in the season, you don't want to waste too many pitches. It's time to put this guy away here.
Kelsey is the on-deck hitter for Wilmington. Hughes into the line, and the pitch swung on, fouled back over the first base dugout and out of play. Hughes right now is thrown 35 pitches. It's been pretty even.
Yeah, he's working at a good pace. He's, getting out of innings relatively unscathed. I think my guess is you're probably going to see him on a 70-ish pitch count here today, maybe 80. So he won't go too deep.
2-2 pitch swung on. Fly ball, center field. Murray almost in his steps, now moves to his left. Has it for the first out of the inning. And it brings up Evan Kelsey. Kelsey came in hitting .333, bounced to first base his first time up. He is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Right-handed batter. Kelsey from Roger Bacon High School, sophomore. Right-handed batter steps in. Second baseman, one away. Playing close to the line is Harrison at third, and that pitch is swung on and popped out into center field short. Murray coming in, and he'll grab it. Running in on the play. Made a nice play. He almost had the Bermuda Triangle out there.
Yeah, Ryan came a long way to get that ball. I thought it was hit a little better than that off the bat. I thought it was a little deeper. This high gray sky is a little bit.
And it brings up Relaford.
Deceptive.
Yeah, this is a very hard sky to get a fly ball in. Relaford. He is a junior from Fairmont High School, and that pitch is taken at the knees for a strike. 0-1 the count. He doubled his last time up into left field, and that pitch is upstairs. Relaford takes it high for a ball, 1-1.
Yeah, he's the one that hit the ball to left center that our left fielder fell down on.
Brackney.
Brackney fell down. It would have been a double either way, but.
And the 1-1 pitch swung on and tapped up the third base lines, hanging the line, and it will go foul.
Good play there by Harrison. There was no way he gets an out on that ball if he fields it.
No.
So you got to wait and let it go foul. And as soon as it goes foul, he did the smart thing and picked it up.
And that's one of those foul balls, Blake, that stings your hands because that was inside.
So I talked to Jake before the game. I asked him, I said, a lot of hurt hands today on your slider. And he just chuckled and kept walking. So hopefully he can keep doing that.
1-2 the count, 2 down here in the third. Lions leading at 2-1. And the pitch, check swing, but it's a called, nope, they're going to say they appealed down to first base, and the base umpire said no, he did not go, so the count goes to 2-2. On deck is Scott. And the 2-2 to Relaford, swung on, same spot, left field. Brackney, though, stays on his feet this time, and he's got it for the third out of the inning. So for Wilmington, 3 up, 3 down here in the third, and we head to the top of the fourth. It's the Lions 2 and Wilmington 1. You're a Lions fan. Own it. And we are the radio home of Mount St. Joseph Lions Sports, UltimateSportsTalk.com. Football, basketball, wrestling, volleyball, softball, baseball. We are Cincinnati's sports website and also the home of the Ohio Baseball Weekly Show every Monday night during the baseball season. We are the home of the Mount St. Joseph Lions, UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Changing lives is what great teachers do. Mount St. Joseph University's Reading Science program that uses highly effective research-based methods improved my students' lives and helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/read.
30 degrees here in Florence, but it has probably went up on the Fahrenheit scale just a little bit, probably about 32, 33 degrees. But the Lions are leading it right now, 2-1 as we head to the top of the fourth inning. Boster out there throwing his warm-up pitches, and for the Lions here in the inning, they will send up Herbers, Jake Brackney, and Caleb Parton, the shortstop. Lions so far in the inning, your 3-inning totals for the Mount. 2 runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they have left 3 on base. And for Wilmington, 1 run on 3 hits, 1 error, and the Quakers have left 2 on base. Boster so far in the ball game has thrown 56 pitches heading into this inning. And for Hughes in the contest, he has thrown 46 pitches after his 3 innings of work. 4th inning of work now for Boster. Stepping in, Tyler Herbers, the catcher, hitting .667 on the season. Herbers' first at bat, he walked and was stranded on base at the end of the inning. And the first pitch is down low. 1-0 the count.
That was a real good at bat. Tyler put together the first at bat. He got down early and battled his way back.
And the next pitch, Herbers taps it between the mound and first base. Boster can't get it. Second baseman comes over, scoops it with his glove, and not in time. Safe at first base on the play is Herbers.
That's a good hustle by the big man. Kind of off the end cap down there. Kind of found his way into what you talked about before, the inning before, and a little bit of a Bermuda Triangle between the second baseman, first baseman, and pitcher.
This is no disrespect towards Herbers, but boy, that you can almost time him at first base with a sundial, and there's no sun today.
Yeah, he was. I mean, he's not real quick, but you can't say the kid didn't hustle.
Oh,
he hustled his tail off.
He did to get that infield hit.
Yeah, he definitely earned that one. I think that's the other thing you look at, you get with a young team, is a lot of guys that play real hard. They don't know what they don't know, so they're going to just play.
And that'll be the Lions' 3rd hit of the afternoon. And it brings to the plate Brackney. Jake takes that one at the knees, checked his swing, but it's a called strike. Brackney struck out his first time up. 0-1 the count. Nobody down here in the 4th inning, and that pitch is high and outside to Brackney.
Yeah, Brackney had a big spot there. I think he was bases loaded or 2 on when he was up, looking for, this outfield group looking for somebody to separate themselves, and he had an opportunity to do it.
1-1 swung on, and Not sure if he foul tipped that in and out of the glove of the catcher or if the catcher just bobbled it, but nonetheless, it's a strike. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, I think the catcher just dropped that. It was a pretty late swing there by Brackney. He made his mind up pretty late to take a cut there.
Nobody down, 2-1 Lions here in the fourth. Coming set is Boster, looks over. Herber's getting a short lead, and now Brackney will call time at home. There's a lot of games around the Heartland today in baseball.
I haven't had a chance to really look at the HCAC schedule for today, but, you know, this league will be up for grabs all year long.
1-2 the count. Brackney swung on and missed a high fastball, and he goes down swinging for the second time here today.
Yeah, young Brackney's having a little bit of trouble with that high heat. He's going to have to figure out a way to hit that or lay off of it, because I don't believe that was a strike he just swung at. I think it was a little up. So he's going to have to learn to leave that one there.
That brings up Parton, who singled and then was eliminated at second base on the inning-ending double play by the on-deck hitter Murr. Herber's getting the lead off first, and that pitch is high outside for a ball, 1-0. Anderson is at Wittenberg today to go over the schedule in the Heartland. Defiance is at Sewanee, the University of the South. Imagine their letterhead. That pitch swung on and missed. Foul tipped it into the gloves. So
yeah, I always thought Mount St. Joseph was a lot. That Sewanee, the University of the South, is a ton.
Franklin will be at Albion. Concordia University in Chicago is hosting another Anderson team. I guess that's a doubleheader, excuse me. Swung on fly ball, right field, coming in the right fielder, Lambert. It's going to drop near the line, and going into second base easily is Herbers, and the ball gets by the second baseman. It goes down the left field line. Herbers is going to go to third. He's going to hold right there, and picking himself up and heading to second base is Parton with his second hit of the day.
Yeah, sometimes it's, you know, what's the old saying, hit them where they ain't?
Yeah.
That was the case for both of Parton's hits today, and they've both been big hits. And Herbers probably should have been a little further off of first base on that pop-up. You know, it's easy to see it up here. We could tell it was down pretty early. But there's his hustle again. He's a big kid who doesn't run that well, but he never stops hustling. I love these young guys.
And it brings up Anton Murr, hitting 143, bounced into an inning-ending double play his last time up. Comes up with runners at second and third, and that pitch is at the knees for a strike.
Anton can run really well here. I wouldn't be completely shocked to see a bunt, but I know Newman
runners
doesn't
at
really
there
like
comes the bunt, and it's right out in front of the plate. Buster picks it up. He throws to home in time to get Herbers coming in from third base, but safe at first will be the batter Murr, and taking third on the play.
Parton moves up to third there for you, Dave. It was actually not a terrible bunt, but Herbers, there comes that. He doesn't run that good into play.
So the fielder's choice eliminates Herbers at home, 1-2. So there are two down. Parton now at third, and Murr at first, and that brings up Jake Lawson, who is 0 for 1 with a walk, flied to left his first time up. There goes the runner. That pitch, curveball outside, and in safely with no throw is Murr, and he's got 2 stolen bases on the year.
Yeah, he went on first motion. That was the old, I'm taking it. They're either going to give it to me or we're going to score a run when they try to throw me out thing. So now we're in a good spot here with Jake up to bat. Lawson is really tough to get it by. Potentially walk here for Lawson. I don't know. I don't know if the Wilmington
and they're going to intentionally walk Lawson, and that loads the bases.
Yeah, I don't know if the Wilmington coaches understand what they're doing here, but they just, walked Jake Lawson, who is a tough hitter for our best offensive player. I know Ryan's gotten off to a little bit of a slow start to the year, but Ryan Murray's our best offensive player, so I don't necessarily like this decision if I'm the Wilmington staff.
Bases are loaded, 2 down. Ryan Murray 0 for 2, and that pitch is upstairs to Ryan. 1-0 the count.
Add into the fact the pitcher that's had a little bit of a control issue early in this game, I probably would have left that first base open.
He's had Ryan's number, though, today. He struck out twice. That pitch is grounded foul past third.
Yeah, Ryan spends a lot more time, obviously, hitting from the left side. He's a switch hitter. Don't see too many left-handed starters here at the D3 level. So I don't know if it's getting comfortable on the right side. Just not as many reps on the right side.
Base is loaded. That pitch is upstairs. And the count now 2-1 to Ryan. Terrell Anderson is on deck. Parton is at third, Murr at second, and Lawson at first for the Lions. And the pitch swung on, and there's a pop-up back behind home plate, not a play.
Yeah, Ryan just missed that one. He's shaking his head a little bit. Caught that down on the end cap a little bit. I think he thinks he just let one get away right there.
2-2 to Ryan, 2 down. Bases loaded. Boster back up on the hill. Comes to the belt and delivers the payoff pitch to the plate in tight, and Murray got hit on the elbow. And the umpire is going to come out, and they're going to call it a strike. Boy, that took forever, Blake, for him to even call that or even motion that he was thinking of calling it a strike. He called that a strike on Murray. Murray's saying it hit him in the elbow, and it was in tight anyway. I don't even see how you could call it a strike. Jeff Newman out arguing, but that's going to do it for the Lions here in the fourth inning of play on a very controversial call by the home plate umpire. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It is 2-1 Mount here on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
Barbarian Apparel is a cutting-edge sports apparel company. Barbarian Apparel provides high-quality team gear and active wear that is unrivaled at a great price. Barbarian Apparel fits not only individuals, but teams all over the world. And your team will stand out with Barbarian's custom sublimation, artwork, and screen printing. Each piece of team uniform is specifically designed with your preferences in mind, including graphics, color, logos, and fabric selections. Start your order today at barbarianapparel.com or email any questions at barbariancustomers@gmail.com. Barbarian Apparel, conquered the impossible. Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students, whether it's spiritware, gifts, or snacks. But the Roar Store is more. They offer everything from notebooks to laundry detergent, even brake fluid and tire repair, plus a wide range of food and drink. And it's just a walk away. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University.
Well, the Lions squander an opportunity on a very controversial call at the end of that inning as the home plate umpire. Blake, I could see him going to first base and checking with the base umpire as to whether or not it hit Ryan, but to call that thing a strike that's almost unfathomable.
I'm literally at a loss for words. I have no idea what to say about what we just saw at the end of that inning. There's no way you can make that call.
Well, when he first came out from behind the plate, it looked like he was going to check with the base umpire to get his opinion on whether or not it hit Ryan.
It almost looked like he called him out for trying to show him up or something. Is really what it looked like.
Yeah.
That was terrible. I don't think the ball hit Ryan. I'm not sure, but you cannot make that call.
So Hughes, with his pitch count at 46, hits the leadoff man here in the inning for Wilmington. And the leadoff man is on now for the Quakers.
Jake trying to work inside there.
First batter he has hit today. Boster has hit one, allegedly.
Just let it get away from him just a little bit there.
Aaron Burns hit the home run to give Wilmington their only run of the lead. And now he comes up against Hughes with Scott at first base. And Burns 1 for 1 on the afternoon. And the pitch is taken right at the thigh level. 0-1 the count.
Looked like a little bit of a two-seamer there. Ran away from the right-handed batter. Right feather in the outside corner of the plate.
Getting the lead off first base is Scott, but it's a very short lead. Klein holding him there. Hughes comes to the letters, and the pitch is inside and low. 1-1 the count. I don't know, the clouds seem to be dissipating a little bit here, and the sun appears maybe like it's trying to poke through.
Yeah, it's definitely brightening up a touch out there.
Yeah, 1-1 the count. It's going to be hard to catch a fly ball here today. That pitch high and outside again. 2-1 the count. Monday's the deadline, Blake, for the owners and players to come to some sort of an agreement before they have to start delaying games.
I truly do not want to discuss that topic with you today because it makes me extremely angry on both sides.
2-1 the count. And the pitch swung on and missed.
That ball disappeared.
2-2.
That fell away from the right-handed batter a ton.
The one thing I will say about it is it has to do with the draft. I'll get to that here after this pitch. 2-2 the count. Scott at first base, again, just a two-step lead. And Hughes looks at him, and the 2-2 pitch swung on and grounded to short. Parton comes in, has got it on 2 bounces. Throw to second for 1, throw to first base, not in time. Lawson got taken out at second base by the runner Scott, and he couldn't really get anything on the throw, and those two will talk a little bit about it after the play is over, and Scott heads back to the dugout. 1 away. Burns is on the fielder's choice, and that will bring up Joel O'Brien.
That was Jake's asking for some obstruction type stuff there. I thought he went straight to the bag. He was a little off.
I did too.
It wasn't egregious by any stretch of imagination. It was just bang bang because of the high chop.
And you don't see that a lot in baseball anymore, where they just go right at.
I miss those days in baseball.
I do too. Hughes, and the pitch to O'Brien is taken at the knees for a strike, 0-1. Runner at first base is Burns. 0-1 the count. 1 away here in the inning. Playing deep at third is Harrison. Back near the outfield grass. And the pitch by Hughes taking a lot of time. Swung on and missed. And it was a foul tip in and out of the glove of Herbers. And the count now is 0-2. The only thing I don't understand about the baseball draft, they said they came to an agreement where they're going to make it like an NBA lottery type deal. Nobody even knew who was ever drafted by Major League Baseball until it became televised, and now all of a sudden it's a problem.
The baseball draft, they act like it's the same thing as the NFL or NBA draft. It's not even close.
No.
The whole thing they're arguing over is all stupid.
0-2 the count. Swung on and missed. And it'll be, Herbers did not come up cleanly with it, but since there's a runner at first base, he cannot advance, and there are 2 down now. So O'Brien goes down swinging. That is the 3rd strikeout of the ball game for Hughes, and it brings up Jacob Kalt, who is 0 for 1 in the ball game. Popped out to short his last time up. And I believe we've got now.
He's saying they're in play, I guess.
Yeah, the bullpen down the left field line for the mount. He wants the players either behind the wall. I guess he wants them out of the dugout, out of the bullpen, I guess, because they're all coming in now. And the pitch to the plate is a curved ball caught the inside corner for a strike. 0-1 the count. Kalt 0 for 1 in the ball game. Deppa is on deck. Burns still at first base after the fielder's choice. And he's getting about a 3-step lead over there. And the 0-1 swung on and missed. Nice sinker. And it's now 0-2.
Yeah, Jake's doing a good job now of changing speeds, changing eye levels. You don't see the same pitch 2 times in a row. These guys are guessing from Wilmington right now.
And the 0-2 pitch with 2 outs. To Deppa, swung on, popped up down the right field line. Coming over is Murr, and going back Klein, but none of them can get it, and it drops into foul territory. They all gave it a ride, but Kalt stays alive.
Yeah, you knew off the bat that was going to be a tough play for anybody. Muir's playing really deep. 2 outs, playing kind of no doubles defense here. You don't want him to be able to score from first. So if you can cut off everything, you got a shot to keep him at third on a ball in the gap. So that makes that play there in foul territory really tough.
0-2 the count, 2 down. Getting the lead off first base is Burns with Kalt, the batter, and the pitch swung on and grounded right back to the mound. Grumming over is Parton, and now Lawson will take it, and he'll step on the bag for the out. And
everybody's holding their breath because Hughes almost tried to field that ball with his bare hand.
Jake, I don't know if you're going to go back and watch this or not. Never try to field the ball with your bare pitching hand, bud.
And that's what he tried to do, but nonetheless, Wilmington, no runs, and they get through the inning, and the Lions lead it 2-1 as we head to the 5th.
Take your game to new heights at Mount St. Joseph University with 23 athletic teams and cutting-edge facilities. We are the NCAA Division III university in Greater Cincinnati. Climb higher at www.msj.edu.
Do you want to grow as a leader? Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's degree in organizational leadership. Classes meet about one Saturday a month. Climb higher and become the leader you were meant to be. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Well, the Lions right now are leading at 2-1 as we head into the 5th inning of play. And back out to throw again will be Boaster. Boaster right now has thrown 76 pitches in this ball game. 59 of them have been for strikes in the lineup, and he will be facing Terrell Anderson, Max Klein, and Andrew Harrison. Back with us now, Chuck Murray. And Chuck, let's get your thoughts on that call at the end of the last inning.
Yeah, I'm probably the wrong guy to ask, but it looked like it might have nipped him, and I don't know what Lyle's thought process was, because he waited at least 5 or 6 seconds to call him out. I don't know if he called him out for, I guess he thought he leaned into the pitch, and I don't know. I really don't know. It looked like if he thought he leaned into it, it clearly was not a strike. So I don't know.
I thought when he first walked out, he was going to check with the base umpire to see if the ball had indeed hit Ryan.
Right.
And then he threw it up that he was a called strike. Okay, everybody's confused here.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, Anderson leads it off, and he swings on the first pitch and pops it foul over near the first base dugout near the wall. Giving chase is Scott, and he can't catch up with it. It goes into the seats for a foul ball.
Typically, you can usually hear a tip or something.
Right.
So I don't know if he heard it and then thought, wait a minute, he leaned in and it took him a while to register. But yeah, there's always some confusing calls. That's one. We'll try to get some type of clarification later.
Anderson having a good season, hitting .364, the DH. The 0-1 pitch swung on and missed. Boy, he had a good cut at a fastball.
Yeah, Tyrell doesn't get cheated. He swings the bat hard. And he had a nice weekend down there last weekend, swinging the bat.
0-2 now to the leadoff man, Anderson. That pitch swung on and chopped into center field and hanging up in time for Bauman to come in a few steps and grab it on the fly for the first out of the inning.
I thought that might drop. It looked like it, but it hung up. And off the bat, it sounded funny. It almost like it looked like a little bit of a top spin. And I thought it might fall, but it just hung up.
So there's one away, and it brings up Max Klein. Klein had a base hit his first time up. And that pitch is a check swing, but he went too far for a strike. Klein today 1 for 2 with a run scored. And he's down in the count 0-1 here, and that pitch swung on and missed.
He's found his rhythm again.
Yeah, he's back in a groove. Klein from Turpin High School here in Cincinnati, 6'2" freshman. And the 0-2 pitch. That pitch is upstairs.
You said he's around the 80 pitch mark. Is that what you said?
Right around the 80 pitch mark now.
Yeah, I would think about 90 would be about the max they would go this early in the year, but
that pitch swung on and lined into left field for a base hit. So Klein 2 for 3 in the afternoon, and he continues his scorching early season hitting.
Off to a good start. I think they found themselves a hitter there.
And that's a base hit for Klein, so runner at first base, one away, and it brings up Andrew Harrison, who has walked and popped out.
Had him on the ropes last inning. I like the safety squeeze call. I just didn't like the execution. You got to bunt that ball to first.
Klein getting a good lead off first, but that pitch is upstairs to Harrison for a ball. 1-0 the count.
I think I mentioned earlier, he had some really good at-bats down in Alabama. Didn't all result in hits, but worked the count, battled, and hit some really good at bats.
You're talking about Harrison or
Yes.
Klein? Okay.
Yeah, both did, but Harrison specifically.
That pitch upstairs to Harrison. And the count now 2-0. How is he as a third baseman?
He's got a really strong arm. He actually struggled a little. He had a couple throwing errors. I think he tried to, instead of just throwing it to the glove, and he threw a couple in the ground, but he's got a very strong arm.
2-0 pitch to Harrison. That is over the inside corner for a strike, 2-1. On deck is Herbers. Stellan Blake, this entire bottom half of the batting order for the Lions really gets you excited. That pitch swung on and fouled straight back up against the screen.
I think, compared to last year, we got past about number 5, and it was kind of a struggle. This year, it seems to be a strength at this point, and I know we're very early on, but I think the coaching staff has to be optimistic about the way the bottom of the order's produced. Heck, the top of the lineup hasn't done much.
Throw to first base and back with a head-first dive is Klein.
Do I see a little sun?
Yeah, it's starting to peek through. We thought the last inning was starting. Now it's coming through. Klein's getting a bigger lead now at first base. And he's going to hold, and that pitch is upstairs. And the count now 3-2.
What people don't realize, even if you're not running, if you get a good lead, it bothers the pitcher a little bit, and it takes away his concentration just a little bit. So we'll see if he's running here on full count.
Well, with that sun coming out, we've peaked the Fahrenheit scale up 2 more degrees. It's 32.
Okay.
And Klein, boy, they faked the throw to first base, and the base umpire, I think, even got faked out. They threw to first. Klein got back easily. The first baseman, Scott, faked the throw back to the mound and then tagged Klein, and I don't think the base umpire saw what happened. I'm not sure if Klein was safe or not, but that was an interesting play, and now Vittorio is coming out.
Yeah, I have to admit, I turned my head a little bit, and, as a base runner, clearly you never leave the base like that right away. You wait to see the pitcher with the ball in his hand.
Vittorio is going to come out and talk with the base umpire, and he's going to ask him to go confer with the home plate umpire. And
Lyle saw this.
Say that again?
It might be potentially bad news for us if Lyle saw this, because I'm getting word from some of the people up here, they saw him out.
Nope,
they're saying safe. We might have caught a break. Again, a freshman, it's just, you got to make good decisions. There's no reason for him, even now, he's leading off. There's no reason for it.
Right.
Time's out, stay on the base.
And Vittorio is still out, the head coach of the Quakers.
Yeah, obviously Lyle didn't see. You can't call what you don't see. So, well, maybe.
And that'll end the argument. But
maybe we caught a break like they caught a break last inning.
Could be. Full count. Klein getting back out. Not as big a lead as he had the last pitch. There he goes. Pitch swung on and grounded through the hole into left field for a base hit. Klein's going to round second. He's going to go to third. The throw in, not in time with a head first slide. Klein. And the Lions have runners at first and third with 1 out on a nice hit and run by the Lions.
I really like that. Get the runner moving. You put pressure on the defense. I think more good can come out of it than bad when you're risking a strikeout, throw out, but I think for the most part, that's the way I like to do it. Be aggressive.
His first hit of the afternoon. Lions with runners at first and third now, 1 away, and it brings up Herbers, the catcher. Herbers got an infield single and has walked in his 2 at-bats here today. And the pitch to the plate, curveball hangs upstairs. Boasters has got to be getting close to 90 pitches right now.
Yeah. I wouldn't be afraid to get him moving either.
And there is some action down in the bullpen. That pitch swung on it, fouled back over the first base dugout, out of play.
Tyler's been swinging pretty good, but, he does, if he gets a ground ball, it could be trouble. So, stay out of the double play. I'd like to get this guy running.
Harrison at first base, getting a decent lead. Now gets another step off, and the pitch to the plate swung on and fouled out of play down the right field side. And the count now 1-2 to the Lions backstop with Brackney on deck. Harrison at first and Klein is at third. Herbers the right-handed hitter. Coming set is Boaster. And the pitch to the plate swung on and fouled out of play again.
Hanging in there. Hanging in there.
Lions have not had many swings and misses here today, Chuck.
No, it's, they put the ball in play for the most part.
1-2 the count. That pitch swung on and grounded to second. Coming
what I
into
was
second
afraid
base,
of.
and Kelsey threw it
Oh,
short,
they caught
and
a
he
break.
threw it right past the first baseman, Clark, and coming home to score on the play will be Klein. Klein will come home to score, makes it 3-1 here in the inning, but being erased at second base is Harrison, and Herbers is going to be on. You cannot assume a double play, so that's going to be a fielder's choice. So it's not an error, but you cannot assume a double play even though the ball went right past the first baseman. So Brackney will be coming up to the plate. At first base is Herbers, and that pitch is outside for a ball.
Yeah, there's one of those plays where, the play should have been made, but you can't assume a double play.
Right. So Brackney has struck out twice in the ball game. Herbers getting the lead off first with 2 down. Lions lead it now 3-1. And the pitch is taken down low. And it is 2-0 the count. Lions lead at 3-1, and that pitch is low and outside again. 3-0. Parton is on deck. Stepping back in, Brackney. Getting the lead off first base is Herbers. And that pitch is high and outside, ball 4. So Brackney walks, runners now at first and second. Herbers goes to second, Brackney is at first, and it brings to the plate Parton. Parton, right-handed batter. He is singled twice. Singled to right, drove home a couple of runs, and then singled to right again his last time up. And that pitch is upstairs to Parton. 1-0 the count.
Yeah, that first at bat was big when he drove in those 2 runs.
Brackney at first base, Clark's going to play behind him at first, so he can get a big lead. And at second base is Herbers. And that pitch, curveball, broke right over the plate.
It's a good take. Yeah, hey. That's why you get 3 strikes.
Yep. 1-1 the count. 3-1 the Mount leads it. Oster comes set. And the pitch swung on. Fly ball, left field, almost in his feet.
Yep.
As Colt didn't even have to move, and he catches it for the 3rd out of the inning. But in the inning, for the Lions, they get 1 run in the inning on a couple of base hits, and they lead it 3-1 going into the bottom of the 5th.
Odyssey now has hundreds of new exclusive music stations for you to discover your new summer soundtrack.
Get moving with worthy workouts for a cardio sesh fueled by today's top artists.
Hang in with your crew? Throw it back with Picnic Party for old school jams for your cookout.
Or sail away with Odyssey's new yacht rock station, Jugger Yacht.
For summer barbecues, road trips,
or relaxing poolside.
Hundreds of new exclusive stations, plus all your favorite local radio stations and podcasts. It's all on Odyssey.
Now on the Mount St. Joseph campus, it's the Roar Store. Located in the Harrington Center, the Roar Store is designed to meet the needs of our students. Like when you need a textbook, students can order books exclusively online that they can pick up at the Roar Store through our new eCampus site. eCampus includes 2 different shipping options. Free online shipping to Textbook Delivery Hub located in the Roar Store or delivered to your off-campus residence. It's not just a bookstore, it's an everything store. The Roar Store in the Harrington Center on the campus of Mount St. Joseph University.
Depa will lead it off for Wilmington as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Then comes Bowman and the top of the order in Lammert. Hughes on the mound has thrown 59 pitches so far in this game. So you would think if he can get through this inning quick, he maybe has another inning or so left in him.
Yeah, I think it just depends. Like you said, I know Jeff in the pregame mentioned they're on a pitch count. I would assume 90's probably about as far as they'd go with him. And I would think Wilmington starter would probably be finished by now, too.
Depa is 1 for 1 in the ball game, had an infield single. Then comes Bauman, and as we said, the top of the order, Lammert. Dominic Deppa, the left-handed batter, stepping in deep in the batter's box and up close to home plate. Batting .333 coming in, had an infield single past the mound back in the second inning. And this pitch is a nice pitch over the outside corner for a called strike. Owen won the count. Hughes into the motion, and Jake's pitch to the plate. He swung on and grounded right back through the box into center field for a base hit. So Deppa 2 for 2 on the afternoon.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. You know, the way Jake follows through, he kind of falls off a little bit, and he can't field his position as well as maybe we'd like to see him do. But, again, that's the way he's always pitched. That's his muscle memory, and when you're a fifth-year senior, that's kind of hard to change.
Yep. Owen Bauman now will come to the plate with a runner on and nobody out. He fouled out to first base his last time up, 0 for 1. Deppa getting the lead off first, and that pitch is upstairs. 1-0 the count. It's kind of been back and forth inning after inning. One inning, Jake is pitching ahead in the batters, and then the next inning he's behind, and that's where we're at right now, pitching behind the batters. And the throw to first base back in time is Deppa. Want to know the count. Getting the lead off first base is Deppa. And the pitch to Bauman is a called strike over the outside corner. And the count evens up at 1-1. Well, next weekend the Lions will be back on the road, won't they, Chuck?
We'll be heading to south.
Yep.
Be heading south for, I believe, 7 games down in Orlando area. Again, that should give them a good indication, kind of more games, get ready for the conference season.
March 6th, and batter called time. Boy, it was a nice pitch by the pitcher, Hughes. But so Gordon, the Lions will be playing a doubleheader with Gordon. That's March 6th. They play Fontbonne on March 7th, and they played Sage on March 9th. They play Trine in a doubleheader on the 11th, and then Oberlin on March 12th. And then they come home, and that pitch is lined into center field by Bauman for a base hit. Heading to second and staying right there is Deppa. So, back-to-back hits for Wilmington here to lead off the 5th inning, down 3-1. And it brings to the top of the order, Jared Lammert. Doubleheader tomorrow for the Lions in Wilmington, back here at Y'all Stadium.
Coach Woodby going to go to the mound and see how Jake's doing. Possibly could talk about a potential sacrifice bunt here, so we got to be ready for that. But either getting the bullpen going.
Well, when you talk about a sacrifice bunt, even with the leadoff man, because Lammert is 0 for 2 in the afternoon.
When I coached, I always liked first and second when no outs to bunt, because I felt like not only you get the guys over, there's a potential you could load the bases with a really good bunt, depending on how the defense it. So that was always kind of in my repertoire, my book that I had, if there is such a thing as a book. We'll see what Wilmington does here.
And now the home plate umpire will go out and try to speed things along. It's going to be a good trip down into Russ Matt, Florida Invite.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It'll get some nice weather and play some games, and again, learn more about the team, hopefully win some games and have a good trip.
I'd like to go along too. I fold up really well into a suitcase. If you believe that, I've got some land in Florida I want to sell you.
Maybe one year we can call some games from down there.
That would be fun. Runners at first and second, nobody down, squaring is Lammert.
All right.
He's got it out there, and now Hughes. They're going to throw back to second base, and back with a head-first dive is Deppa in time.
Now, he squared very early, so that's obviously two things. He could be sacrifice bunting like we talked about, or he could be pulling back to see if he can, slug it or slash it past the first baseman.
Kelsey is on deck after Lambert, and he's got the bat out already, and Hughes hasn't even come to the belt. Klein is coming in way close at first base. So's the second baseman, Lawson, and he's going to square and bunt it foul behind home plate.
Yeah, you rarely see them square that early, but I guess they're like, hey, if we bunt it towards third base like we're supposed to, it really doesn't matter where the first baseman is.
I mean, it's hard to argue with Vittoria. He's won 463 games with Dayton. They went over 30 wins, 8 years.
Yeah, he's clearly
0-1 the count to Lambert. Again, here come the Lions on the right side of the infield. Bunted right out in front of the plate. Klein's going to pick it up, and the only play he's got is at first base. And covering there is Lawson in time for the out. But the sacrifice is complete as the runners advance to second and third. So sacrifice bunt. And that goes 3-4. Runners advance on the play. Now Deppa is at third and Bauman is at second. And it brings to the plate Evan Kelsey. Kelsey has bounced to first and flied to center. So he is 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Right-handed hitter, 3-1 Lions lead.
They got the tying runs in scoring position. That's what they wanted with their good hitters coming up. So
that's what they've got now. Now let's see what the Lions can do to defuse this.
Yeah, Jake needs a K if he can get one.
One down. 3-1 Lions here in the bottom of the fifth. And the pitch to the plate. Swung on and missed.
It's a good start. Lions are back. They can concede a run. Again, trying to stop the big inning. Hard at third. They might be able to hold him, but everywhere else they're basically conceding a run.
Relaford is on deck. And he is doubled in 2 at-bats. 3-1 the score. Hughes looking in. Deppa at third and Bauman at second. And the pitch swung on, lined into center field for a base hit past Parton. Coming home is Deppa to score. Holding at third base as Murray's throw goes to home.
There.
And the first baseman, Max Klein, was not in between the center fielder and the catcher for the cutoff. And the throw went all the way to home plate. And the runner was able to advance to second base. So now there is still nobody out. Runners at second and third. And it is a 3-2 ball game as Kelsey got the base hit to center field. And with a 3-2 lead, Hughes looking in. Relaford now is at the plate. And the pitch is a called strike over the outside corner to Relaford. 3-2 the score, but now Bauman is at third and Kelsey is at second. Relaford, 1 for 2 in the afternoon. Swings, fly ball, right field, and out of play. And the count now goes to 0-2.
Yeah, I think Max is relatively inexperienced at first and just, had a little brain fart there and just forgot to be the cutoff. It was a good throw. He'd been able to cut it off, but again, give the base runner credit. He saw it and took second.
Absolutely. 0-2 the count. And the pitch to the plate, outside. Holding off of it, Relaford, and the count 1-2.
Jake needs to make a pitch here, needs a strikeout.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Maybe a little change up in the dirt here. Hope he chases.
Hughes approves of the sign. And the 1-2 swung on and fouled back down the right field side. Out of play again. A lot of baseballs being used up today. Been a lot of foul balls out of play. As we said earlier, nice crowd here today.
Yeah, and the sun's coming out a little bit, so.
They are social distancing because they're spread out all over the stadium. I think you'd be able to hold the heat in a little better if everybody just got into one section. And the pitch to the plate swung on and missed. Big pitch, as you said.
Big strikeout. There's that change up away. Very good pitch.
Relaford strikes out swinging. That's 4 Ks on the afternoon by Hughes. And it's 2 outs, and it brings up the cleanup hitter, Caleb Scott. Now, Do you go ahead and walk him and load the bases and go to Burns? But Burns has got a home run today.
Yeah, I think you got to, kind of pitch him careful. You don't want to lose him, but you do have a base open, so try to make good pitches. And if you lose him, still got to face a good hitter. So
Scott popped a second and got hit by a pitch his last time, and that pitch is just off the outside corner.
Just missed. Jake wanted that one.
1-0 the count. 2 down here in the inning. But the tying run is at third. The go-ahead run is at second for Wilmington. And
he's out.
Pitch, throw back to second base is not in time. Base umpire called him safe. Boy, looked like they had him.
They sure did.
Lawson comes all the way into the pitcher's mound to hand the ball off to Hughes.
And not much of an argument. The throw was a little high and wide, but they sure looked like they were going to get him.
1-0 the count to the batter. Scott, the cleanup hitter. With
Wilmington dodged the bullet there.
Yep. First base is open. Hughes looks in. Now comes to the set after getting the sign from Herbers. And the pitch to the plate, swung on and missed.
There's that changeup again.
Scott. Now the count evens at 1-1. Bauman is at third. Kelsey is at second. Burns is on deck. Coming to the letters is Hughes, and that pitch, check swing upstairs. They're going to check with the base umpire and see if he swung, and he said no. So the count now 2-1 to Caleb Scott. And Hughes' 2-1 pitch to the plate. Change up.
Boy,
swung on and missed.
He's got really good arm speed on that. It looks like a fastball out of the hand. And we'll see what Coach Woodby calls here.
2-2. 2 outs. Lions lead at 3-2. Here in the bottom of the 5th. And Hughes with runners at second, third, swung on, fouled straight back, out of play.
To speed up the game this year, the catchers can have a device, and the coach can contact them through that to call a pitch, rather than, because sometimes calling pitches from the dugout, they look over, it takes forever. This way he can talk to him in his ear.
You know,
designed to speed it up.
I wanted to listen to a transistor radio when I was behind the plate when I was catching. They wouldn't let me. Now today they've got all sorts of different fanatics that you can use. And anyway, the pitch is just upstairs for a ball. 3-2.
Wow.
Well, with my mistakes today, I've been saying it's the first game, so.
Yeah. Ooh, that looked good.
3-2 the count. 2 down. Here's the money pitch as Hughes comes set and delivers it to the home plate. Swung on and missed. Got him. Scott goes down swinging and in the inning for Wilmington. They pick up a run and come to within a run of the Lions as we head to the 6th. It's the Mount 3 and Wilmington 2.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone. And your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to go? New heights, right? That's why you're going to college in the first place. At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can go further than you ever thought possible. In fact, over 96% of our graduates over the past 3 years were employed or pursuing graduate studies within 6 months of graduation. Are you ready to climb higher? Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
Well, Boster is at 101 pitches, and Chuck, he's coming back out for the 6th inning.
Yeah, we were talking during the break. We're a little bit surprised. Maybe he's been throwing all winter and he's built himself up, but unusual for somebody to go over 100 pitches in February.
Very unusual. Especially in this kind of weather.
Yeah, I'm assuming they're going to need him the rest of the season.
Although, we talk about the weather. I don't know what the temperature is out on the field, especially with that turf, but it's got to be a little warmer down on the field than it is up here.
Yeah, I would say it's probably close 5 to 10 degrees warmer down there than it is up here.
So you're closer to 40 down there, which makes a heck of a lot of difference. So as we head into the 6th inning, it is 3-2. Lions lead it. It'll be Murr, then the top of the order Lawson, and then Murray. Murr on the afternoon has bounced into a fielder's choice and a double play. And that first pitch is down low, skips past everybody to the backstop, 1-0 the count. Anton came in hitting 143 on the season, the right fielder, freshman. Anton from Centerville, Ohio, 6-foot freshman.
That's a nice hit.
Lines that one into center field for a base hit. So the Lions pick up their 7th hit of the afternoon. Murr gets his first one. He's at first base. What I like what these freshmen are doing, Chuck, is they're seeing the ball and they're just trying to go right back up the middle with it. They're not trying to do too much with each pitch.
Yeah, I like their approach, and like I said, I think we got a good crop of freshmen, and I think the future's bright. We'll probably see, like we saw earlier, some freshman mistakes.
So Lawson squares the bunt, drags it right up the first base line, and it'll go foul.
It's a good thought.
Yeah.
Good thought. He's got to get it He's got to get it past the pitcher. He wants to bunt that more towards second. It was a good idea by Jake.
So Jake Lawson, who has walked twice, one of them intentional, and flied to left field. So he's 0 for 1 officially on the afternoon. Murr, the runner at first base. He's had 1 stolen base this year. Left-handed hitter Jake Lawson against the lefty Boster, and Lawson takes that outside for a ball. And the count evens up at 1-1. Getting the lead off at first base is Murray, and he's got virtually no lead. Now there he goes. He got picked off. Throw to first base, and the throw down to second base is not in time, and it will be in time as Murr missed the base. If he'd have slid right into the base, he would have been out. But coming off was Scott off first base and threw to second to get him. So the pickoff is complete. On the out, and Lawson.
What did we just talk about? Freshman mistakes.
Yep.
That just can't happen.
Count even at 1-1, and now Boster was going to work out of the stretch, realized there was nobody on base anymore, so he backed off and will work out of the wind, and the 1-1 popped up near home plate. It's out on the field. Coming in is the third baseman, Deppa, and he grabs it near the mound for the second out of the inning. So there are 2 away here in the inning, and Ryan Murray.
Ryan's had a pretty good slump right here. He usually hasn't probably experienced this maybe in his lifetime. He's really been struggling.
0 for 3 in the afternoon with 3 Ks. And the pitch is down low, gets behind the catcher, 1-0 the count.
But
so you're saying he's due.
Yeah, it's a long season. You can't worry about it. Next at bat, next pitch.
And the 1-0 pitch to Ryan swung on and grounded through the hole into left field for a base hit.
All right.
So Ryan, now 1 for 4 on the afternoon, picks up his first hit of the day.
Maybe we ought to stop and give him the ball.
Could be. Boy, if he goes back and listens to this, you're never going to hear the end of that one.
Dads are always tougher on him.
Oh, yeah. And it brings up Terrell Anderson. How many balls does he have on his mantle? Or how many should I say you have on your mantle for him?
A couple, maybe.
Yeah. Ryan gets the lead off first, 2 outs. And Anderson takes that pitch upstairs for a ball.
I'd like to see him try to steal a base here.
Terrell has been hit by a pitch, flied to center, and struck out his first time up.
Back.
And the throw to first base. Murray back in time.
I think he's going on this pitch.
Gets the lead off first base. Now the pitch to Anderson is over the inside corner, called strike. 1-1.
He doesn't have a very good move, but he's speeding up his delivery a little bit and going quick to the plate. That helps offset the lack of a really good move.
There goes the runner. Pitches upstairs. It's a slow curveball diving into second base, and there with the stolen base is Ryan Murray. Boy, he picked a perfect pitch to go.
He did. Slow off-speed pitch. Now he's in scoring position. Hopefully Tyrell can knock him in here.
That is the first stolen base of the year by Ryan. 3-2, the Lions lead it. Murray at second base now with 2 down. And the 2-1 to Anderson, swung on a miss, got tied up on a fastball.
Yeah, he really did. That's a good pitch. Really got tied up big time there.
Count now 2-2. I remember why I disliked that scoreboard so much, Chuck.
Yes.
When the sun comes in, you cannot read it. And the 2-2 pitch swung on and missed. Anderson goes down swinging, and the Lions come away with no runs here in the inning on Boster's 6th strikeout of the afternoon. But in the inning for the Lions, they pick up no runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 man on. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still the Mount 3 and Wilmington 2.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
Well, both managers pushing their pitchers to the limits here this afternoon as Hughes is back in with 80 pitches on the afternoon to throw for the Lions as we head to the bottom of the 6th. They lead at 3-2. I'm Dave Mitchell, Chuck Murray alongside on what has turned out to be a sunshiny day here in Florence.
Yeah, I talked a little bit earlier about, like, I can remember a couple really cold weather games I was involved in, a lot colder than this, so this isn't too bad. I remember one game there was snow on the field, and it was kind of crazy. So, but college baseball in the north, you kind of play in all elements.
Chuck, when you were coaching, where did they play their home games at?
Played mostly at Midland Field out in Amelia, home of the Midland Redskins. Very nice facility, but it's grass and dirt, and it's really difficult to play. Well, you couldn't play out there like in February, and really up until late March. We ended up playing some at the University of Cincinnati, which is a turf, very, very nice, and now they've been playing out here for a few years, so it's worked out pretty well.
His pitch count, 80 so far. He's thrown 55 strikes, and he will be facing off with Burns here in the inning. Burns has got a homer to his name here this afternoon. Then Joel O'Brien and Jacob Kalt, and the first pitch called strike.
Jake did a really good job last inning of damage control. When they move the guys over and they only get 1 run out of that, he did a nice job. That K to get to the second out was big.
Burns 1 for 2, swung on and missed, and he's down in the count 0-2. Well, here we go. This inning he's getting ahead of the hitters.
Well, let's hope that trend continues.
Yeah. We're in the bottom of the 6th. Lions lead it 3-2. And the pitch to the plate, that is upstairs. Count now 1-2. Chuck, your opinion of the baseball strike, Major League?
It's a bunch of rich people arguing over a lot of money. I guess I would probably, if I had to defer to one side, I'd probably defer to the owner's side. But what I'd like to see a little bit more competitive balance, whatever that takes. They're never going to get a salary cap. I wish they would, but that's never going to happen. But if they could get close to, the luxury tax, as he fouls it off, the small market teams, and they have sometimes a 2 or 3 year window, and then they can't afford their players, and then they're back down to 6, 7, 8 years where they can't compete. So, and obviously, the owners make a lot of money. Maybe it'd be nice if they drop ticket prices a little bit.
That pitch upstairs, and now the count has gone full 3-2.
Which nobody wants to give back anything.
No.
And it comes down to the fans. If the fans keep going, they're going to keep those high prices, and they're going to be able to pay the players. And if they say, you know what, we've had enough, then they'll have to make adjustments.
Payoff pitch upstairs. Hughes lost him.
That's big right there.
So Burns walks to open up the inning, and it brings to the plate a pinch hitter. This is going to be number 27, Noah Martin. Martin, a junior out of West Carrollton, Ohio, right-handed batter. So Martin will be hitting for Joel O'Brien. Noah Martin stepping in, right-handed batter. He steps in for O'Brien, who was 0 for 2. He had 2 strikeouts, throw to first base, and back in time with a dive is Burns.
Squaring the bunt there, so I guess they're looking to try to move him over to tie this game up.
Noah Martin, no batting average. He is, matter of fact, this is his first time to the plate this year.
Going to try to bunt the ball to first base here.
And he bunts it to first base. Hughes comes over, grabs it between the mound and first, throws to first base in time, Klein covering. So the sacrifice is complete. Martin does his job. Tying run is at second base with 1 away, and it brings up Jacob Kalt. So Kalt will step in. He is 0 for 2.
Get the tying run in scoring position.
Grounded to second and popped out to short. So he is 0 for 2 in the afternoon. And the pitch to the right-handed hitter, line drive into center field. Murray comes to his left, dives, caught the ball! And he'll throw back to second, and holding the runner at second base is Burns. And what an outstanding play by Murray out in center field. That was a run-scoring savior.
Well, I think it boils down to a lot of times, you're not swinging the bat, you're struggling, but you can still help your team out either on the bases or in the field, and that's an example of that. That was a nice catch.
Boy, put a star by that one on my score sheet. As Murray comes away, 2 outs, Burns still at second base, and it brings up the left-handed hitting Dominic Dappa. Dappa stepping in, he is 2 for 2 on the day. And he swings and grounds that one into right field for a base hit. Coming over is Murr. Here comes the runner from third. He's going to score, and the game is tied.
The crazy thing is, that kid, a left-handed hitter against a left-handed pitcher, he's 3 for 3.
Yep.
That defies the odds. But
Deppa comes big today. He is 3 for 3. Run scored, an RBI. And the Lions now are tied up with Wilmington at 3 apiece.
I don't know if you've mentioned earlier, but one of our starting outfielders, Josh Hagan's injured himself last weekend. He's out for this weekend, so we hope to have him back by Florida.
Did not know that one.
Yeah, had a bad strain. I saw it the other day, stopped in my office. It's pretty black and blue, so we're hoping he's ready by next weekend.
Bauman swung and missed on an off-speed pitch from Hughes. And the count is 0-1. So Deppa getting the lead off at first base after tying the game. Now Herbers wants to get the pitch again. I don't know if I like those contraptions, Chuck, where the catcher hears gets the call from the pitch thrown over to first base, and back in time with a dive is Deppa. Yeah, I mean, half the fun of it was going through the signs and trying to make sure the other team didn't figure it out.
That's a good point. We felt like we were pretty good at stealing signs.
Yeah, I did too.
Actually, Coach Kammer, who's still on staff, was on my staff. He was really good at that.
0-1 the count, and squaring, but taking outside is Bauman.
Well, Harrison's deep at third, and he figured, hey, I'll take a bunt hit, and we'll get our top of the lineup up. It's a good thought.
Who was the player just a couple of days ago in Major League Baseball that came out and said they've got to outlaw the shift? And, boy, I'll tell you, baseball fans went nuts on this guy. Joey Gallo, that's who it was. Swung on, fly ball, popped up to short. Coming in is Parton, and he grabs it just at the shortstop position, and that will end the inning and stop the bleeding for the Lions. But in the inning, Wilmington manages to tie things up with a run on one hit. They leave one man on, no Lion errors, and as we head to the 7th inning, we are all tied up at 3.
I wanted to grow my leadership skills, but with work and a busy life, how could I fit it all in? Then I learned Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's program in organizational leadership. For about one Saturday a month, I studied and refined my leadership skills alongside working professionals and top-notch professors. I'm now the leader I set out to be. The Mount's organizational leadership program helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Indeed presents Job Searching with Scherzer.
Let's do this. Before you get in the game, make sure your stats are up to date. Then, it's all about focus. Max focus. Yes!
New pitcher coming in for Wilmington now in Luke Chappie. Chappie, number 23, coming in to replace Boster. He is a sophomore out of Clinton Massey High School, just up the road in Clarksville, Ohio. And for the pitcher, Mr. Luke, this is going to be his second appearance of the season. He has started a game. This will be his first appearance in relief. He's pitched 4 1/3 innings. Given up 4 hits, 4 runs, all of them earned, 5 walks, 3 strikeouts. He's got an ERA of 8.31. He is a right-handed pitcher for Wilmington, taking the place of Boster. Boster had
a nice outing.
Had a really nice outing, didn't he, Chuck?
Yeah, he sure did. He sure did. Made some pitches when he had to. You know, we were talking in the break. It feels like we should have more than 3 runs, but he picked the guy off and got a timely double play, and he did a nice job.
Boster threw 6 innings, 113 pitches. He gave up 8 hits, walked 5, struck out 7, 3 runs, all of them earned. So Boster cannot win or lose the game. And stepping up to the plate for the Lions here in the 7th inning in a tie game is Max Klein. Then comes Andrew Harrison and Tyler Herbers. So 3 freshmen, boom, 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 and Klein was going for the downs on that one, swung on and missed. Boy, his left shoulder was clear out of sync on that swing.
Yeah, a little bit of a cut fastball, and swung through it.
And the 1-0 swung on and line down the right field line, foul.
It's funny because this guy's name's Chappie. I don't know if you ever saw the movie For Love of the Game.
Yes.
Kevin Costner's name was Chappie in that.
No, that was the catcher.
That's right. You're
Chappie.
right. I stand corrected. You're
Yeah.
right. Chappie was the catcher.
Yep, and that pitch in tight. 1 and 2. Here we go on our movie reviews.
Yeah, I'm glad you were here to correct. I remember Chappie. You're right. That was the catcher.
I got to remember who played him, but he's a well-known actor.
Oh, yeah. Wasn't he one of those?
And the 1-2 swung on. Pop foul again,
had
out of play.
What was the Brothers movie or something? Wasn't he one of the brothers?
Yeah.
With Will Ferrell or something?
Yep.
Trying to think of his name. Good actor. He was really good in that movie.
Yep.
Love baseball movies. Some people would say it was a love story, not a baseball movie, but the heck with it. Baseball was in there.
And that pitch swung on and missed by Klein. So the strikeout completed on the first hitter to Chappie. John C. Riley.
There you go.
Played Chappie, the catcher.
Okay.
I don't care what we were the rest of the year. We're the best team in the world today. So 1 away, and it brings up Harrison. And Harrison.
He's pounding the zone, too. Keeping the ball down.
Yep. 0-1 the count. Harrison has singled, walked, and popped a second.
I would expect to see a new pitcher for the Lions next inning, too. Jake was, around 95 or so, 90 to 95?
Yep. And that pitch swung on, lined into center field, coming in, and now going back and over his head. It went over Bauman's head.
He should get 3.
Rounding second, is Harrison. It goes all the way up to the wall. He's rounding second, chugging into third, and he'll go into third with a head-first slide.
He's pumped up.
He is.
He's pumped up. He hit it really hard. The center fielder slightly misplayed it. Tough play. Good for us. We got a man on third with one out.
So Harrison with a one-out triple to dead center field over the head of Bauman. And it will bring to the plate now Herbers. Herbers.
And now they're going to bring the infield in.
Yep.
So we'll see how the Lions play it. They'll probably see it through. They could have the contact play on. There's always the possibility of a safety squeeze.
That pitch is low and outside, curveball from Chappie.
But it just looks to me like he's going to swing and try to drive it through the infield, get this run, go ahead running.
Herbers 1 for 2 in the afternoon. He's got an RBI. And the 1-0 check swing. That one's a called strike.
He's asking, was it on the pitch or the swing? Because it looked a little outside, and it didn't look like he swung. But maybe I'm just a little bit prejudiced when it comes to our guys.
1-1 to count. We're in the top of the 7th. It is a tie game at 3. That pitch swung on and missed. Good cut by Herbers.
Yeah. Now here's the man on third, less than 2 outs. You have to change your approach here. Now you're like, hey, I just need to meet the baseball.
Brackney is on deck.
Forget the drive it. Let's just move the ball. Give ourselves a chance.
And the pitch swung on and missed. Struck him out. Chappie comes from behind, gets the strikeout, his second of the inning, second of the game. And with 2 down, runner at third, it brings up Brackney.
Need a big 2-out hit. Maybe a little ball in the dirt, kick away. Got to be ready to be very aggressive on third base with 2 outs.
Brackney, a walk, 0 for 2 on the afternoon. Struck out twice, and that pitch swung on and missed. Boy, Chappie is just rearing back and throwing fastballs right now.
Yeah, and Dave, I'm telling you, every pitch is a strike. It's not like we're swinging at bad balls. They're all strikes. We're just swinging through it. He's got to have some good movement.
0-1 the count, 2 down. That pitch swung on and grounded to short. Coming over is Relaford, picks it up, throw to first in time, and that'll do it here in the inning. So the Lions threaten but do not score. We head to the bottom of the 7th. It's all knotted up at 3 on UltimateSportsTalk.com.
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati is your official provider of investigative, surveillance, and process servicing, uniformed, armed, and unarmed security services, executive protection, and bodyguard services. Official Investigation and Security Services is not only licensed in the tri-state area, but also Georgia, Tennessee, Michigan, West Virginia, and Texas. Not only private investigation services, but also mobile notary public services and more. Call Official Investigation and Security Services in Cincinnati, 844-263-3424.
Well, the Lions have a new pitcher on the mound, and it is going to be for the Lions coming in to pitch, number 15, Bryce McGee. McGee is 6'1" junior from South Oldham High School in Crestwood, Kentucky, And, Chuck, you've seen him throw.
Yeah, actually, he threw last week and threw really well. I think he threw a couple innings, and I believe he didn't give up a run, if I'm not mistaken. He looked really good, was pounding the zone. And, again, let's talk about Jake Hughes. I mean, great start for him. You go 6 innings, give up 3 runs. I mean, that's keeping your team in the game. And he threw a lot of strikes. I think he probably had 1 walk or so. And, I thought it was a really nice start for Jake. I mean, in college baseball, 9-inning aluminum bats, you hold a team to 3 runs in 6 innings. That's a quality start.
He had 93 pitches, struck out 5, walked 1, gave up 7 hits in the ballgame, 3 runs, all of them earned in those 6 innings.
Yeah, you'll take that every time out.
Absolutely. Bryce McGee will come in to pitch. Bryce, this will be his 2nd appearance in relief. He's pitched 3 innings so far this season, given up 4 hits, 2 runs, both of them earned. He has struck out 1 on the season. Right-handed pitcher. And for McGee, he will be facing off. And I believe we're going to have the top of the order, and that is going to be Lammert, and then Kelsey and Relaford.
You know, I must have had bad recall there. I thought last weekend he didn't give up any earned runs, but, you know, now that I think about it, some of the scorekeeping, maybe they might have called some hits that probably were errors, and you know how that can affect things. But I thought he threw the ball well last weekend.
So you know what 3 of 11 is.
Well, I can tell you, 3 innings, no earned run. I know what that is, but they said 2 earned runs, so that's 6.0. But anyway, new day, new team, so hopefully Bryce is around the zone, and we're getting down to crunch time.
Yep. Lammert is 0 for 2 on the day. He has struck out once, flied to center, and has a sacrifice. So the new pitcher is McGee, and McGee, the right-hander, will move into the motion, and the pitch swung on, fly ball right field, going back as Murr, and he's got it. Belled high for the first out of the inning. 1 pitch, 1 away.
Can't beat that.
So 1 away, brings up Kelsey. Evan Kelsey on the day, 1 for 3 with an RBI. And an RBI base hit back in the 5th inning of play. Kelsey came in hitting .333. On deck, Jesse Relaford. McGee, the righty, and dropping down a bunt, but foul is Kelsey on the first pitch. 0-1 the count.
I think that's a good idea. Third baseman's back. It's just, the execution isn't there, but the idea's right. Now he's come in, and the whole thought would be for Wilmington now, I want to hit it past him.
Well, Harrison has played very, very deep at third base. I mentioned that earlier. And now they've tried to drop down a couple of bunts.
Yep, they just haven't executed.
Yep. He's in a couple of steps at third now, but not near as deep as he was. And that pitch is grounded to short. Parton moves to his right, has it in the hole. Throw across is not in time.
Oh, I think the high throw pulled him off.
The high throw pulled him off. And that will be, that'll be an error?
That'll be an error. He pulled him off the base.
So an error on Parton. That'll be the first of the day against the Lions here today. And it'll bring up Jesse Relaford. McGee comes to the stretch. And the pitch to the plate swung on and missed. Nice pitch. Relaford couldn't get a hold of it. 0-1. 1 down. Runner at first base is Kelsey. Coming to the set is McGee. Kelsey getting a bouncing lead off first. Now throw to first is not in time. Good throw to first base, and Klein just caught the ball and immediately laid the tag right on Kelsey, but it was not in time. Now McGee will come set. Kelsey, short lead. That pitch, strike at the knees. And the count now 0-2.
Bryce is doing what we want him to do. He's pounding the zone, getting ground balls.
0-2 the count. And the throw to first base back standing is Kelsey. He's just got a couple of step lead.
And just keep him honest, letting him know that I'll throw over if
Kelsey
I need to.
Really doesn't get a lead. He gets a couple of steps and then jumps around.
Yeah, that's...
And the pitch to the plate swung on, popped, fouled on the right field side, but it will go back into the seats.
Dave, that's something that some of these teams have done the last, I've seen, 5 to 10 years. They get a small lead and they try to time it and jump and try to get a running jump. We used to tell our pitchers, make sure their feet are stopped. And if you can get them jumping that way and you throw to first, it's an easy pickoff.
Yeah.
But if they time it up right, they're going to beat it easy.
0-2 the count. See, Kelsey holds that pitch just called strike 3 over the outside corner. Boy, delayed third strike call, but there are now 2 down.
That one was for Ryan, I think.
That's the first strikeout that McGee has posted here this afternoon, and it will bring up the cleanup man, Caleb Scott, with 2 down.
Okay, I definitely see them trying to steal here with 2 outs.
Kelsey's short lead, though, throw over to first base.
See, what a lot of people do is they'll count to themselves. They might say, I've heard one team go, the kid will lead off will go U-C-L-A, and then jump. They try to time it a certain way. See,
and there
he got the
goes.
running jump.
Curveball called strike. Throw to second base.
Still out.
Is in time, and he's out at second. What a throw by Herbers. Laid it right on the bag, and the runner just slid right into the tag. So the Lions get him out at second base on a nice throw by Herbers, and as we head to the 8th, we're still knotted up at 3 apiece.
Life should be enjoyed, so get up and start. At Iron Sharpens Iron Personal Training, they develop a healthy relationship with you and provide a positive, encouraging environment to train. The staff at Iron Sharpens Iron will set up a personal training system that fits you and you alone, and your first session is free. Are you ready to have fun and get in shape? Iron Sharpens Iron serves the greater Cincinnati area. Check them out at isi-pt.com. That's isi-pt.com. Or call them today at 513-748-1538.
Where are you headed? Where would you like to go? New heights, right? That's why you're going to college in the first place. At Mount St. Joseph University, we integrate academic excellence, real-world experience, and individual attention so that you can go further than you ever thought possible. In fact, over 96% of our graduates over the past 3 years were employed or pursuing graduate studies within 6 months of graduation. Are you ready to climb higher? Begin your ascent at msj.edu.
Well, as we head into the 8th inning of play, we're all tied up at 3 apiece here in Florence. And tell you what, Chuck, it's been a heck of a game for this early in the year.
Yeah, it's been a pretty well-played game. Again, both teams have made a few critical mistakes that have changed things. But, we failed to, in a couple situations they did too. So I guess it's probably about where it should be, 3-3.
So Parton will lead it off for the Lions. Parton, then Murr, and the top of the order, Jake Lawson. And the pitch is swung on and grounded just wide of third and foul. Chappie now in for his second inning of work here this afternoon.
Yeah, this first inning was real good.
Parton on the day is 2 for 3 with a couple of RBIs. And that pitch is just inside, a little bit high.
Yeah, just
1-1. What's strange about Parton's day is he's got a couple RBIs, but he's also left 2 runners on base. And the pitch swung on and grounded to short. Nice backhanded stop by Relaford. Throw across in the dirt, but dug out there by Scott for the first out of the inning. So 1 away. And it brings up Anton Murr. Murr today, 1 for 3 with a stolen base, right-handed batter. He's bounced into a double play. His base hit was out towards center field. 1 away here in the inning. Top of the order on deck and Lawson. And that pitch to Murr is taken all the way for a strike over the inside part.
Boy, I'd like to get a guy on before the top of the lineup comes up.
And the 0-1 swung on and missed. Went
Nice
after a
pitch.
pitch.
Yeah. Again, everything's down. I mean, he's really got good command of his pitches. He's not throwing overly hard, but boy, he's got really good command.
0-2. And the pitch swung on,
Might
looped into
drop.
right field, dropping, and it will.
Nice catch.
Nice catch by Lammert, coming in and catching it off to the side for the second out of the inning. Boy, the thing just hung up a little too long.
Yeah, that's
and
nice
there are
catch.
2 down.
Nice catch.
Put a star beside that one. And it brings up the top of the order for the Lions, Jake Lawson here in the top of the 8th. Yes, it is the top of the 8th. The Lions are the visiting team on the scoreboard here this afternoon. And that pitch swung on and lined up the gap in right center field. That's going to drop, and it will go all the way to the wall. Lawson's going to round second, and he's going to hold right there with a double. He did not want to try for the triple with 2 outs here in this inning.
Yeah, it's better safe than sorry, even though I think he probably could have made that relatively easy.
So Lawson with the double up the gap, and it brings up Ryan Murray, who for the first time today will get to bat left-handed. 2 down, and Lawson is at second base. You know, the only pitches that he has gotten up, Chappie, today here, Chuck, have been the double there to Lawson and the triple to Harrison had in the last
everything
inning.
else has been down.
Murray with the go-ahead run at second, and that pitch is a breaking pitch, just
that
low.
Looked good.
That did.
That looked good. Maybe Lyle feels he owes him a couple.
1-0 the count.
Obviously, I'm being sarcastic.
Obviously. And the 1-0, that pitch is a curveball over the outside corner, caught the corner. 1-1. Big at bat here for the Lions. First base is open. Lawson getting the lead off his second, and Relaford trying to hold him close there. Now he'll go back to short, and the pitch swung on and missed.
Good change. Keeping it away.
1-2. Anderson is on deck.
Throwing a lot of off speed to him.
Chappie to the belt. And the pitch swung on and missed. Got him. So Chappie comes back and gets the Lions out here in the inning. But in the inning for the Lions, they get no runs on, 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 on base. And as we head to the bottom of the 8th inning of play, it is still tied at 3.
Every day is a great day at the Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza. The Wishbone Tavern still serves the best wings and burgers in town, but now they offer brunch on Saturday and Sunday starting at 10 a.m. And for your next event, use the Wishbone Tavern's party room, capable of holding up to 60 people. Contact Nicole for a reservation. With a menu full of fresh ingredients, hand-breaded appetizers, and a relaxed family-type atmosphere, your good time will begin when you walk in the door. The Wishbone Tavern in the Delhi Plaza, a proud member of the community, open Monday through Friday at 11, Saturday and Sunday at 10.
I wanted to grow my leadership skills, but with work and a busy life, how could I fit it all in? Then I learned Mount St. Joseph University offers a flexible master's program in organizational leadership. For about 1 Saturday a month, I studied and refined my leadership skills alongside working professionals and top-notch professors. I'm now the leader I set out to be. The Mounts Organizational Leadership Program helped me climb higher in my career. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/MSOL.
Well, the Lions had a golden opportunity in the top of the inning, but could not come through, so we're still tied at 3 as we go to the bottom of the 8th inning. And for Wilmington, they will bring up to the plate the middle part of their batting order: Caleb Scott, Aaron Burns, and Noah Martin against Bryce McGee. McGee set down Wilmington in the last inning. Basically 1-2-3. Kelsey tried to steal second after reaching on an error, the only one of the day by the Lions. So coming up for the Quakers is Caleb Scott.
That's a nice thing about playing on turf. You know, you see theoretically a reduction in errors because the hops are all true, and that's what's nice playing on turf.
And the pitch to the plate swung on and lined into left field for a base hit over the head of the shortstop Parton.
Oh, boy.
Coming over is the left fielder Brackney. He bobbled it, and now rounding first and going into second will be Scott. That's going to be a base hit and I believe an error, and it will be. So Scott with a base hit to left field, and that was a solid base hit right over the head of the shortstop Parton.
Okay, we got a pinch runner. Looks like number 3.
And if that is numbered,
I would expect a bunt here. Even though this is their
number 3, Tyler Schoenefeld. Schoenefeld out of Fairmount High School in Dayton is at second base, running for Scott. I hope nobody tries to read my score sheet after this game because my hands are so cold.
Yeah.
It's hard to write right now. Imagine trying to throw the baseball if you've been standing out there for a long period of time.
No
McGee
bunt.
Swung on, grounded to short to Parton. The runner will advance, throw to first in time. But the runner will advance to third base, so now Wilmington has the go-ahead run at third and 1 away.
Typically, hit to the shortstop. He couldn't move, but he got a nice jump. It was slightly hit where he had to go to his left, and base runner did a nice job getting to third. I think we got to bring the infield in here. We're in the 8th inning.
Well, right now they're playing at regular depth, maybe a couple of steps in.
Here they come.
Now Klein is going to come in. Now here comes the infield in on the turf, and the pitch swung on and grounded to third. Harrison grabs it. Now he's going to throw across to first base in time, and he held the runner at third.
He's off the base at first.
Oh, he's off the base. Oh, runner is safe at first base. Klein came off the base. It was a good throw. I'm not sure why Klein came off the base, but he did. And that'll be another error on the Lions.
Coach Newman's going out, I guess, to question the call, but I guess he just didn't. I don't know why he wasn't on the base. I'm just confused.
I am too.
Now they're going to ask Lyle, but I doubt if Lyle's going to change anything. I mentioned Harrison played a really nice play there. He looked him back, made sure he went back, made a nice throw over there, and so very nice job by Andrew Harrison. Just unfortunate.
And now the umpires are talking, and they'll say he is still safe. So runners now at first and third, and that will bring up Jacob Kalt. First and third now.
The middle would go back in double play depth, and the corners would play in. And if it's hit hard, go 2. If it's hit soft, cut the runner off at home. If it's hit the third.
Chuck, did they mention that? Is that an error?
It is.
Okay,
it is.
that's what I thought.
Yep. Now, if I'm Wilmington, he may run here to try to stay out of that double play.
Absolutely. That is Martin at first base. Infield back at double play depth, throw to first base. And back in time is Martin with a head first dive. And at third base is Schoenfeld. And he started bluffing towards home, slipped and fell down.
So 2 costly errors here in the inning.
Harrison is in on the grass at third, too. Still wide of the bag.
He's leaning at first. He's leaning at first.
Throw to first base. Back in time with a head first dive.
That's a nice job by Bryce. He looks like he's leaning.
I would think he's going.
Yeah, I would too.
1 away here in the inning.
You got speed on third. You got speed on first.
Tie game. He's holding that pitch.
And that's a balk. He called a balk for not pausing.
And a balk will bring home the go-ahead run in Schoenfeld. So that will advance the runner down to second base also. So the balk gives Wilmington the lead at 4-3. And the Lions are pretty much disintegrated here in this inning.
Yeah, Bryce was trying to, and that's what happens when there's speed on the bases. He's trying to quick pitch, but the big thing is now holding him here. We can get one.
And the pitch is bunted foul back behind home plate up against the screen by Kalt. Runner now at second base. Wilmington has taken the lead at 4-3. McGee peering in for the sign. With 1 down, and the pitch to the plate swung on, and a little bloop shot out to the shortstop Parton, and he grabs it for the second out of the inning. Excuse me. And that will bring to the plate Dominic Deppa, who is a perfect 3 for 3 here this afternoon.
Yeah, he's been a thorn in our side.
So Kalt lines out to short, and Deppa 3 for 3 with a runner at second base. Wilmington with a 4-3 lead now. Left-handed batter is Deppa, and stepping off the back of the rubber is McGee. Told you Wilmington has won 2 in a row. Last time these two teams met was back in 2017. And the pitch swung on and fouled down the left field side, and it will go out of play.
Yeah, for years we played them all the time, and for whatever reason they haven't played in the last few years. And it's good to get them back on the schedule. It's close, and that's a good little rivalry.
0-1 the count. 2 down here in the inning. Martin, the runner at second base. And Deppa, the hitter. And Deppa, ball gets away from Herbers and goes back to the screen. And advancing to third base now is Martin. And the count evens up at 1-1. That pitch just got away from McGee, and Herbers had no opportunity to try to block that. It went right off to the side.
It's a little thing, but on that play, if the guy comes around third, maybe obviously the pitcher's covering home, one of the middle infielders has to come and be the backup in case there's a wild throw from the catcher home, and that's just something they'll have to learn.
And the pitch swung on a grounder right back through the mound and into center field for a base hit, and Wilmington now leads it 5-3. Depa, perfect 4 for 4.
Yep, he's having a day. And both the last 2 ground balls up the middle, our pitcher just couldn't quite field it. I know Bryce thinks he should have had that one.
Depa today, well, 4 for 4 on the afternoon with a couple of RBIs and a run scored.
That's a pretty good day.
Yep. 5-3 Wilmington leads. Throw over to first base. Depa back with a head first dive. Bauman now the batter, center fielder. He has singled, grounded to short, flied out to first. And that pitch swung on, popped up over near the third base dugout, and it will drift into the seats. What do you think about the shift, Chuck?
Yeah, I like it. I think it should be part of the game. And, as Rod Cruz said, hit them where they ain't.
Yeah.
That's good to me. That's good scouting, good pitching. You pitch to the shift, and, I mean, that's just part of the game.
Throw to first base. Nice scoop out of the dirt by Klein, but back with the dive is Depa. Yeah, I agree. I mean, if you're going to play 3 guys to the right of second base, it's not that difficult to drop a bunt down between third and pitching mound.
Absolutely. Just take the bunt hit.
Yep.
At some point, they'll say, hey, we're tired of this guy getting on base.
Yeah. That pitch was low and outside, by the way. 1-0 the count to Bauman. Depa getting the lead off of first base. And the pitch to the plate is inside and it hit Bauman, and that'll bring the top of the order up. Boy, anything that could go wrong has gone wrong in this inning.
Yep, Murphy's Law.
And it brings up the top of the order, Jared Lammert.
As I said a couple batters ago when it was 4-3, now it's 5-3. We got to hold them here, Then we're just a bloop and a blast away from tying it. But they get any more, it's going to become tougher because their kid's throwing well. And I don't know if they have a closer they're going to go to or send him back out there.
Lammert, right-handed batter. Peering in is McGee. And the pitch to the plate is down low. 1-0. Yeah, it was Joey Gallo that made that comment that they need to outlaw the... And
he's never hit a ball to the left side in his life.
That pitch is a curved ball that broke outside. 2-0 the count. Yeah, I agree with you. It's one of those situations where, hey, give up the home run a couple of times and drop a bunt down, and they'll get tired of that after a while. Two 2-0 the count. And the pitch is low, ball 3.
A little down.
So Lammert ahead in the count, 3-0 with runners at first and second. Getting the lead off at first base is Bauman. At second base is Depa. And the pitch to the plate is a strike. Lammert thought it was ball 4, and he started to throw the bat away and had to come back to home plate. 3 balls and a strike. That pitch did not look as good as a couple of the others in this at bats. And that pitch swung on and a bloop into center field, but Murray goes back, now comes in, grabs it in the air, and that'll do it here in the inning. But in the inning, Wilmington comes up with 2 runs, and as we head to the top of the 9th inning for the Lions, it's now Wilmington 5 and the Mount 3.
Indeed presents Job Searching with Scherzer.
Let's do this. Before you get in the game, make sure your stats are up to date. Then it's all about focus. Max focus. Yes!
For more than a century, Mount St. Joseph University has prepared nursing leaders who serve their patients with the heart of a lion. With flexible undergraduate and graduate programs, the Mount will help you climb higher. Begin your ascent at msj.edu/nursing.
Now, Wilmington making a few changes here, and as soon as we get them, we'll go ahead and give you those changes. Right now, I can tell you that there is a new first baseman. And that new first baseman is the third baseman. And that's a pretty easy. So Depa has moved from third to first right now. And did you catch who is at third base now? It looks like number 8, which would be Owen Bowen. The shortstop moved to third. So what is it? Well, we'll try to get those changes for you. Anderson's going to lead off the inning for the Lions, down 5-3. The new pitcher, or still pitcher, is Chappie, and that pitch to Anderson is down low. 1-0 the count. Lions need a couple of runs here. And that pitch is low and outside for a ball, 2-0.
Apparently 6 went from short to third, and 34 is in left field, is what we're being told by our amazing sports information person, Blake Watson.
And that pitch is a called strike, so Christensen is in left.
We really need a guy on here. Got to get the leader on.
And that pitch is low for a ball. Anderson ahead in the count, 3-1.
All right, Tyrell, any way to get on.
Klein is on deck. Lions down by 2 here in the top of the 9th. And the pitch swung on and tapped foul over near the Lions dugout. And the count now 3-2. Anderson has had a tough day with a couple of strikeouts. And he's been hit by a pitch. And that pitch swung on, lined into left field. Coming in, the left fielder Christensen, who just came into the ball game. And grabs it for the first out.
Hit it hard, just right at him.
Boy, the ball always finds a new guy, doesn't it?
It does, and as we talked about earlier, the ball's really, it's staying up. It doesn't seem like it,
Yeah.
A lot of times these balls seem like they're going to get down. They just don't. Nice run and catch.
Max Klein will come to the plate. Klein, 2 for 4 on the day with a couple of runs scored. And a strikeout, and that pitch is just off the end of the bat, foul over near the Wilmington dugout this time, up against the screen. Wilmington's got some activity down in the bullpen. So does the Mount down the left field line. And the 0-1 pitch to Klein, swung on and tapped foul again, right off the catcher's foot. And boy, he's feeling that one right now. And he gets back behind home plate. The home plate umpire went out to give the baseball to Chappie just to try to give the catcher, Burns, an opportunity to settle his feet down after that foul tip off the toes. That hurts when that happens in this kind of weather. Hurts all the time, but especially in this weather.
Yeah. If it was 75, it probably wouldn't hurt as bad.
No. And the 0-2 is down low. Burns went into the left-handed batter's box to scoop that one up. 1-2 the count. These two teams will be back in action tomorrow. Doubleheader here at the stadium. Game 1 will start at noon. Game 2 at 3. That pitch swung on, base hit into center field, right back past the mound.
Well, we needed that, so we got the tying run at the plate.
Boy, this kid just looks like a good hitter.
Yeah, as I've said, both Max and Andrew had really good at bats down there, and they're both swinging the bat well, so we got the right guys up.
Klein 3 for 5 on the day, and now Harrison 2 for 3, including a triple. Comes up to the plate. Harrison, right-handed batter, and the pitch. Swung on, fly ball, left field, deep against the wall, and it is off the wall, and it'll bounce back towards center.
Hold him up.
And running into third and holding right there is Klein, and into second base with a double is Harrison. Another 5 feet, we'd be tied.
As I said, get that tying run to the plate. Anything can happen, and apologize if I'm coaching third from up here. But, you know, that run doesn't – we got to get that guy in from second. You don't want to get the guy thrown out at home. Nice job by Coach Kittle down there at third.
Now –
pinch runner.
Herbers will be the batter, but we're going to have a pinch runner, and that'll be Austin Price from West Claremont High School. So Price goes into second to run for Harrison.
Austin is one of 2 football players on the team. Runs extremely well.
Boy, Harrison got a jolt in that
one. He put a charge in that.
Yep.
I didn't know. I just hoped he wouldn't catch it because he had a pretty good beat on it. Just was a little worried, but
Herbers with 1 away, up to the plate now, and the pitch is low and outside. Nice stop by Burns. Boy, he got out there, got his whole body in front of it, and smothered that pitch.
Yeah, nice job.
1-0 the count. First base is open. Price at second. Klein at third. The pitch swung on and tapped foul. Over near third base. 1-1 the count. Lions trying to put something together here in this inning.
We got a pinch hitter on the on-deck circle, too. 28.
Nicholas Shields.
Yeah, he had a couple nice at-bats down, and I think he was maybe 1 for 1 in a walk. He had 2 good at-bats.
Now Herbers takes time. And now he steps back in, and the pitch swung on.
Get up there.
Grounded to the hole. Picked up by the shortstop Rutherford. Throw to first in time. There's 2 away. Klein comes home to score. Taking third is Price, and the tying run is at third with 2 outs. Well, Herbers did his job.
Yep, we got pinch hitter.
Grounds out. Klein comes home to score, so the RBI. And Price is at third, and Shields comes to the plate. Nick Shields played in 2 games over the weekend.
He's 1 for 1 with a walk, if I'm not mistaken.
He's 1 for 1 with a walk.
I think that's 1,000 batting average. Did I get another one right?
Yes, you got another one right. He has got a wide open stance on the left side of the batter's box. Shields lefty. Tying run is at third, and that first pitch is over at the knees for a strike.
That looked like his pitch. I remember this past fall out here when they were playing some inter-squads. He took one out of here, so be a nice time for it.
Shields, a freshman out of Bayless High School out of St. Louis, Missouri. 0-1 the count to Shields. The pitch swung on and missed.
Nice breaking pitch. All right, now he's got to be tough with 2.
Shields down in the count, 0-2. Tying run at third. Chappie trying to get out of this one for Wilmington and give them their 2nd win of the year. Chappie comes to the belt. And the pitch swung on, fouled right back up against the backstop.
He's hanging. I can tell you down there he had an 0-2 at bat, and he worked a walk, and it was really a really good at bat. So he's not dead yet.
Shields, as we said, that front foot on the outside part of the batter's box, the front foot towards the plate. And the 0-2 is just upstairs ball. 1-2. Boy, Shields looked like he was fooled by that pitch.
I was no doubter. High all the way. Never a doubt.
1-2. 2 down, Price at third. And the pitch to Shields is upstairs ball 2. And he looks over at the third base dugout and says, I was taking all the way. Shields walks away from the batter's box, now steps back in. Chappie off to the side of the rubber. Back on top. Comes to the belt. Price at third, the tying run. The 2-2 pitch is in tight. Called strike 3, and the game is over. Strike 3.
Tough way to end it.
That was an extremely tough way to end it. And the Lions lose this one by a final score of 5-4. We'll be back to wrap it up from Florence after this. Official Investigations and Security Services in Cincinnati is your official provider of investigative, surveillance, and process servicing, uniformed, armed, and unarmed security services, executive protection, and bodyguard services. Official Investigation and Security Services is not only licensed in the tri-state area, but also Georgia, Tennessee, Michigan, West Virginia, and Texas. Not only private investigation services, but also mobile notary public services and more. Call Official Investigation and Security Services in Cincinnati, 844-263-3424. Conquer the impossible at Barbarian Apparel. Specializing in team apparel, you'll stand out with Barbarian's custom sublimation, artwork, and screen printing. Each piece of team uniform is specifically designed with your preferences in mind, including graphics, color, logos, and fabric selections. Barbarian Apparel is committed to creating exceptional cutting-edge sportswear and providing excellent service. You'll also have full communication through the whole process, so you know exactly what's going on. Get the best and start your order at barbarianapparel.com or email any questions at barbariancustomers@gmail.com. Well, the Lions lose it here this afternoon by a final of 5-4 on the day. Wilmington, 5 runs on 9 hits, 2 errors. Wilmington left 8 men on base. And for the Lions, they had 4 runs on 12 hits, 3 errors in the ball game. They left 12 men on base. And really, Chuck, the story of the entire ball game was the last inning and a half of this one for the Lions.
Yeah, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast, it felt like when we were ahead 3-1, it felt more than that. I think we left some opportunities out there earlier in the game, and then we left some opportunities late. And, there were some good things. Some of the big hits we had, the freshmen came through with some hits, but defensively, there were some things that we clearly need to work on, and some freshman mistakes on the bases. But it'll come around. I think that they got a good season ahead of them.
It's a team that looks like it has a lot of promise. That's the best thing about it.
Yeah, you can't buy experience, and it's going to take some time. And a couple of these guys, didn't even play their positions in high school, so it's going to be a little bit of a learning curve, but I feel like there's some good things ahead.
And there should be, because this team, it looks like it's, especially when you look at the batting order today, Chuck, 2 freshmen really led the way for the Lions. In Max Klein, 3 for 5, 3 runs scored, and Andrew Harrison was 3 for 4. He had a run scored and a walk in the ball game.
Yeah, again, them guys have really been hitting. And, again, we're early. We're 4 games in. But they're swinging the bat very, very well. And we got to get that top going, and we do. We're going to be a pretty formidable lineup. But we have to execute. We botched the safety squeeze. We got picked off in a really critical situation. Couple errors that really are kind of, not good errors to have. You're going to have errors, but, not having your foot on the base and kind of slide in left field. I don't know what that was all about. But anyway, starting pitching was good. 3 earned runs in 8 innings. That you can't complain about that.
Bryce McGee takes the loss here this afternoon, while Luke Chappie gets the win. But as you said, Jacob Hughes threw well today.
Yeah, again, 6 innings, 3 earned runs. We'll take that every day and twice on Sunday. So, that's a good thing that happened. And again, for the most part, most guys swung the bats pretty well. A few guys are still struggling, but we get that top of the lineup going, it's going to be pretty formidable.
Doubleheader tomorrow, noon and 3 start. And what do you look for there?
Well, again, I don't know, if that was Wilmington's number 1 starter. He threw pretty well. But I know we're a lot deeper in pitching than we were last year. I think we'll throw some good pitchers out there, and I think we'll come away with 2 W's tomorrow.
Well, we'll be doing a few more games, not tomorrow, but coming up in later on this month, so we'll see you then.
Look forward to it. By the time we do another game, we'll be back from Florida, have a lot of games under our belt. We'll have a lot clearer picture of what this team's all about.
Like I said, I fold up into a suitcase really well.
Well, we're going to work on that for next year.
All right, we'll do that. Chuck, thanks a lot.
All right, Dave.
That's going to do it here this afternoon. Our thanks go out to several people here today. Dr. Williams for granting us permission to broadcast Mount St. Joseph Athletics, Athletic Director Melanie Wagner, Sports Information Director Blake Watson, and his assistant Andrew Weeks, the coaching staff on both teams, especially Jeff Newman for allowing us to interview him earlier this afternoon. Our producer, Greg Mitchell, to all of our sponsors, Barbarian Apparel, Wishbone Tavern, the Mount St. Joseph University, Iron Sharpens Iron, Dr. Libby Spees, LIT Wellness, Indeed and Indeed Flex, The Roar Store, and the official investigators and security services. But most of all, our thanks to you for listening here this afternoon. For Chuck Murray, Blake Watson, and the rest here, I'm Dave Mitchell reminding you once again your final score here today. It was Wilmington 5 and the Mount 4.